मिला था फनाटिक को। बढ़िया भाई।
स्ट्रीम चालू है क्या देखो।
देख रहा मैं देख रहा। नहीं हाँ लाइव है लाइव है लाइव है।
ओपी बोलते
How do you not like this game? Now.
बढ़िया भाई।
Looked like they allowed FNATIC to think nothing else was happening there, and then you saw everybody from Garage or Dapper come out as they picked up the spike. So a bit of a read, delay, and then hit. Looks like they wanted B the whole time, and FNATIC almost coming up really nice there on the retake as they dove back into the site. We'll see if they can grab it again. Durka is not going for the Marshall, but then again, Dan, you mess up your economy on split, and it starts to go very bad.
Yeah, once again, we're getting this focus from FNATIC on the A main, and this is something I think we can think about going into their defense, that they pressure this so much. Sentinels seem naturally also to just hold towards mid and B main for their defaults, even though they're playing an anti-eco right now. I think it will be something to focus on. FNATIC will be picked off one by one here. They are just on pistols. And they did manage to gain the orb on A main, so that's a small victory. Frag would be nice too.
Yeah, making this round a little bit safer for themselves as Dapper is able to see the rotation coming from more than one. They can assume that's where B Heaven is going to get the action, as Dirk is just waiting for some frags to come through. They would love to be able to knock some armor off or at least get those guns dropped out of the hands of Sentinels, but it will not happen.
Beautiful.
4K, an extra 800 credits for him. And they're
Beautiful
into
4K.
round 3 now, so we'll see what FNATIC can do to pick up these weapons if they continue to play aggressive and look for that info, or if they go for a info denial game here to start reading what Sentinels wants to do. That's where I think Boaster becomes the most effective, is when it slows down a little bit and they can start making those mid-round adaptations. I think that's why we see FNATIC so good on attack on most maps, is because of their mid-round adaptations. When you're on defense, you're made to react to whatever your attackers are doing. You don't really have a chance to adapt. You're just doing.
अरे अल्फा अपन किसमें जनरल वीसी में बैठे हैं ना।
हाँ
उसको कर देना वीएलटी मास्टर्स वॉच पार्टी। श्रेय वगैरह आने वाला था इसके लिए।
आ रखा था अभी खाना खाने गया।
And that's a huge win early on for FNATIC, as they now have that B main control. They'll give it up straight away, but that's largely because they have a 5v4 advantage here.
Sick is a big part of taking lead for Sentinels or any team, honestly, to have your Sage there to put up the wall, make sure you can slow everybody coming in. And we'll see what Sentinels can do now. FNATIC doing a great job of just holding, not giving any info. Quick Trailblazer out towards mid, and they hold it off. I love the positioning as well of all the Astra utility coming in from the side of Boaster, just making sure if they do lose ground of anything, right on vent or right
bye galat
vents, they can quickly either contest that or smoke it out and give a pause to Sentinel strategy. Here we go up towards it looks like it's going to be
oh bhai
take down Mystic. Magnum though below might be able to get a few here. Good position,
Magnum
causing problems, and that, well, Magnum still gets 2 out of that, so still a good advantage here for FNATIC in the 3v2. Time is really on Sentinels now. They've got to plant the spike. You can see Shazam's going to give up that spike there, leaving it up to Dapper. 2 more to find though, and 10 seconds to get the spike. He doesn't have time to really mess around here. Has to push the issue quite quickly. He's going to just drop or swap out the weapon so he gets more ammo, but he's not in a winnable position here. FNATIC played it very well, and there we go. FNATIC pick up their first round.
That's huge for FNATIC because they are, as they said themselves, a momentum-based team, so be able to start swinging early is going to help them out a lot here. I think this also gives a little bit of agency to what Durka will be able to do if he can start building money, play a little bit more rambunctious around the map as his style loves it, and start picking up the first bloods that FNATIC knows he can be grabbing. Sometimes getting the first deaths in there, we saw it being a problem for the first Sentinels versus FNATIC matchup, but Durka still an opening for the team.
किसी नहीं बैठे रे रुक जा कैनी को आना है कैनी को बुलाना
running in tense puts that to sleep right away.
क्या बोल रहा है
Powerful maneuvers here from
हमारा इंटरनेट खराब हो रहा
है
मेरा
नहीं इसका इसकी क्वालिटी खराब हो रही है स्ट्रीम की
अच्छा मेरे को लगा भाई अपना स्ट्रीम खराब हो रहा है
just come through here for FNATIC. They have to respect this. And
लॉर्ड लग गए बेटा लग गए
backstab,
नाइफ होने वाले क्या
sneaking
बच गया
through ropes.
मार दे
And Tens is
नहीं
going to
मारा
try
भाई
to capitalize here. Pulls out the showstopper, looking for those defenders. Oh, he's actually missed both right below him. And that might give an opportunity here for FNATIC to hold on to this A site. They still have Mystic in position on elbow.
Sentinels getting a little too crazy there. Just reacting off of thinking they had FNATIC dead to rights. FNATIC never dead to rights. You have to realize that. They're here for a reason, and they're ready to play. Trying to pull this one back into their favor now. Magnum with the Spectre versus 2.
Such great movement there from both Sentinels players.
Oh भाई
Now, that really does put Mystic in a difficult position.
30 seconds left.
FNATIC, or rather, sorry, Sentinels will make that movement towards that B site. And there's not a lot of great options here for Mystic. In fact, I don't think there's any options you could describe as great for Mystic at the moment. And Sentinels are just going to double up at the back of the site, creating a double elevation on the peak. So this double peak should be somewhat impossible for Mystic to deal with. Oh.
Hot foot for Zams, just a tiny bit. He felt it for a second. This is going to be tough. Mystic's going to have a hell of a transfer here. If he does hit it, he might have the angle on one. And Sick needed to come up big there. They were ready. They were waiting. And it's going to be 3-1 now for Sentinels. Bit of a scrappy round there as they kind of let loose. And FNATIC noticed that. Instantly backed themselves out, knowing what would be next was that Raze ultimate. So really heady play by Boaster to just instantly make distance after. They were like, whoa, wait, this is all a little too crazy.
And it's Valorant's such a fast game as well that we haven't really had an opportunity to talk about the reason why Tens picking Raze is such an awesome pick for a map like Split. And there won't be any time right now either because we have the initial setup here on B-Main from both teams. And that Ice Orb, it's so high value in the sense of that 100 credits just allows you to just prevent the other team from making any aggressive moves. So you just win that control straight away.
कैमरा के लिए देख रहा था ना वो
Crossfire onto B garage.
कैमरा उसको पता है
Playing slow for Sentinels here.
इको है ना ये लोग का FNATIC का
हाँ इको FNATIC का
लग गए बेटा तुम्हारे लग गए
The minds bringing these two teams to grand finals along with the star power that is the rest of both of these rosters. So Bladestorm is up. We have Rez there for Sick.
आजा
of FNATIC.
आया नहीं
Mystic decides to fire one off, or they're just going to see if the round becomes
Mystic
worth
आया
enough to
Mystic
those ultimates.
Oh, on the bait there, they're actually going to try to finish Shazam, but
ओ भाई ज़ॉम
they
तो
go
ले
into
गया
the firing squad. Sentinels here.
ओए हेलो
That's pretty awesome. FNATIC just massively baited there for the prize, gaming flawless for Sentinels.
ओपी
अरे चल 5 में से मैच प्रेडिक्शन बोलो 5 में से चलो
There's just a whole lot of spam and that smoke there. It works though. Kind of one of those rounds where you play.
सारे Sentinels
Honestly,
के
if one
हैं
person was in mid there, they take it down.
क्या अल्फा
सारे
It
Sentinels
was a
के
family photo from Sentinels.
वो बातें मत कर
अल्फा वक्त बनो अनवक्त नहीं
तुम्हें लगाना है क्या
Oh my luck, Dan.
लगाना है क्या
अरे ए भाई एक काम करो डिस्कॉर्ड पे क्यों देख रहे हो जाके स्ट्रीम देखो जाओ
Got the operator in the hands of Durka.
बहुत गंदी लग रही है
Now,
चुप बैठ अच्छी है
the Boombot will get sent forward. There's lots of players here. Nice shot.
There
There
it
is.
is.
What a response there. Down to 10 HP.
रैक भाई डर के मारा
अल्फा बंद करेगा
On the res.
क्या स्ट्रीम
Still
हाँ
कर
a
देता
good pick. Good to get that res out.
हाई-फाई के चैनल
Durka
हाई-फाई
पार्टी की
positioning
बहुत
to
पार्टी देखते हैं
the
डिस्कॉर्ड पे
upper
क्या बोलते
areas here of the B side.
Defense,
those rafters.
FNATIc.
And Sentinels with that.
ए अल्फा देखना है तो इस पे देख अपना
towards ropes, but will they commit there?
अपनी स्ट्रीम पर देखो
हाँ
नहीं देखना भाई यहीं पे देखना
नहीं
Holding it ever so slowly.
Revive मिल गया
You can see
इसको
Cam being held by Magnum on the
यार
other
तेरी
side. So they're
स्ट्रीम
not
लैग कर रही है पता
on A
तुझे
just
नहीं ब्रो
मैं तो
Shazam
कुछ
is
पे देख
waiting
रहा
to
भाई
hit
चुप
A.
कर
I think they still toy with B and then
Oof.
jump right back to the
नहीं
vents
कर रही है
again.
पागल है
Play it.
तेरे लिए कर रही है मेरे लिए नहीं कर रही
Yeah, the ball goes up. They go back towards the A heaven position. 40 seconds to go. We'll get that cosmic divide there.
केंजी एक बार देख के बता दे भाई कर रही है क्या लैग
What's going on? Magnum in this upper position is absolutely key.
Magnum
Someone
बहुत
will punish
position
Shazam
पे है
here.
Do they go back?
लैग नहीं कर रही पर प्रॉब्लम पता क्या आवाज लौट के आ रही है अपनी तो एक काम करो एक बंदा करी लोड उसको चलाइए बैकग्राउंड में चला लो उसको
Oh, and there goes the swing from Magnum. Doma's here as well. On A Heaven, trying to hold on to this position. The trades come through. Zero Theft gets used as well to find out all of the remaining positions of FNATIC, and the spike is planted. So that really does put Sentinels in a really good position here. They know exactly where all of these defenders are coming from on this retake.
डर के क्यों लग रहा है मुझे सेव किट जाएगा
The off makes it a little bit harder here. Okay, goes for the Phantom. Actually picks that up.
यहाँ पे गर्ल चेंज किया राउंड के लिए जा रहा है वो
through. Blade Storm's there. Viper's Pit is not something they could really put to use in this, but remember,
दोनों पे ब्लेड स्टॉर्म है
this was one of those rounds that we have guns being picked up here.
ओके पहला बूस्टर गया ओ भाई
To be able to make use of it.
Yeah, it's down to Mystic. Oh my goodness, Mystic's doing a good
hello.
job. Shazam's got the position.
टाइमिंग भाई टाइमिंग ओपी
निकाल लेता
Definitely
भाई
got.
Can you get it to
I didn't expect
get it to live
but
बंद
still,
कर दे
it's 5-1 for Sentinels. They're still storming ahead at this point.
Also, another big round that the operator was there for the side of FNATIC. That goes down.
मेरा
That was
1000
synced up,
NTP
like I
60
said,
है
with
लगाऊं
Dirk on the
चूतिया
marshal. He didn't go for that. FNATIC
मेरे को
wanted
लगाने
to
नहीं दे रहे
get a great kill with it at the beginning of the round.
हाँ
मेरे पास है मेरे पास है
Well, if they have an
अरे सर्वर
they
बूस्ट
also
चाहिए
get
तुम्हारे
to
पास
play
होने से
with
कुछ
the
नहीं होगा
Cosmic Divide and then
तो
hit
छोड़ो भाई
something very close,
गुखाओ
very fast, like right when they got the
क्यों
vent.
खरीदा के लिए सर्वर के लिए
FNATIC here, back onto Sheriff. Suspected there from Magnum. The ults
Okay,
are
forward.
mounting. However, he is just starting to come up with big plays. He
अरे
comes online.
लगी दिल
This
पे
is
लगी
लो केंजी अभी डबल नहीं आ रहा रहेगा देख स्ट्रीम
Yeah,
पे
that's a fantastic start. You got that Blade Storm. Magnum is a
नहीं,
Spectre. There's a
छोड़,
couple
अभी
of sheriffs in the mix.
छोड़।
This is very
अरे
dangerous.
देख तो
Sentinels.
हाँ
Lost the player, so they would really want
बढ़िया था
to
रे
start to think about how to.
क्या
really
बढ़िया
do
था?
it.
J-Storm
We
का
have the
position देख,
main info
J-Storm का
play
position।
from FNATIC. So FNATIC are putting the pieces together.
ये अल्फा एक बार स्ट्रीम देख रहे हैं बराबर है कि नहीं
They may not expect that Sentinels are still playing very,
भाई
very
सोलो
passively.
जा रहा है बंदे का
Moving
वो
back
बराबर है
towards
बराबर है
B.
कोई दिक्कत
डबल नहीं आ रहा ना आवाज
नहीं नहीं
Coming right now.
Oh,
There's
yes.
Boaster with the sheriff finds the spike, and now it's just two players
Eco
remaining here for
GT,
Sentinels. They are in so much trouble, and with
मतलब
Doma
about
here
to
around the
जीतेगी।
corner with the sheriff. Oh, that was the chance. But still, Sentinels alive in this round.
एंटी एंटी एंटी
अगर ये प्लांट हो गया तो
I
मुश्किल
just
हो
love
जाएगा
seeing the
भाई
good play, Dan. Anybody can win this. The shots people are hitting, the solo one and dones, and almost getting two. Zombs picks ones up there, but
अरे
Magnum
चचा का
again
लाना
having a week
भाई
for
डैपर निकाल देगा
himself.
क्या
Many have said it. They usually do not see this type of
Oh,
pressure,
anti
this
रे।
type of potential
एंटी
out
रे
of
बाबा
Magnum,
बहुत
and he
लो
is
था रे
firing
बाबा
on
बहुत
all
क्लोज था
cylinders for FNATIC
बहुत
from
क्लोज
the
था
Masters
याद
Reykjavík. And now in the
रखना,
grand finals, it
split
does not
defense
stop
oriented
for him.
map है,
Picks up
याद
that
रखना
round
इस
for the
बात
team
को,
with a
score देख
3K.
लो।
हाँ वो बात तो अलग है
कोई भी मैप
Yeah,
एक्सेप्ट
such an
हेवन
important
इज डिफेंस
round to pick
ओरिएंटेड
up.
जा
ए भाई
किसी
Change things.
नहीं,
in terms of
ऐसा
momentum,
जरूरी
and
नहीं
you
है।
see,
Talk
knows
about
exactly
Breeze,
what he has.
talk
अरे
about
Blade Storm is like having almost a hero right on
अरे
a round such as this, and you know you've got to get
ना
that kill
भाई
early. You got to take the risk to do it, and that's
अभी
another
आर्ग्यू
reason why
मत करो
Jet's
कोई
so
भी भाई
good as an agent.
चुपचाप
You have that dash, you can take
भाई यार ये
extremely
अगर
extended
कर देता
pushes.
ना zombies
and
मजा आ
चुपचाप
जाता
देखने
pick
आता
a
तो
weapon
विदाउट
like
स्ट्रीम
that,
देखते
like a
ना
Blade Storm,
जॉम्स कितना नूब है भाई उससे
and
एक्सपेक्टेशन क्यों रख रहे हो
Durga, you know, showing the value
Yeah.
that he has on the
ये
team is so awesome
city
to see.
spawn है।
And now as we move forward,
अरे
there's
ये
a real
बताओ
chance
कहाँ
for
पे है
FNATIC to storm
अरे
back into
सिटी
this
स्पॉन
one.
है ये
I love that
ओ
nothing
भाई
really
ओ
stops
भाई कूल
Durga.
है बे
You know what I mean?
मस्त
He'll have a
बनाया
round where he kind
मस्त
of gets hit up,
अच्छा
जाओ
and
जाके
the pressure
कस्टम में
a
जाके
भाई
little
टेक्निकल पॉज यार
Blade Storm straight
चलो
up
चाय
through the
पानी
gut,
पीते हैं।
goes down mid,
भाई
takes one
सेंटिनल्स
down
को
and
चाहिए
gets himself
नहीं
back in
टेक्निकल है
safety.
सॉरी
Nothing makes him timid, and that's
सेंटिनल्स को
exactly what
जरूरत है
we got
वैसे भी
of Coolest, and that's
टेक्निकल है रे
what
चूतिए
top of the chart
फनाटिक
here
का जरूरत
for the
थी
side of
नहीं, आज अगर सेंटिनल्स गलती से जीत भी जाए भाई
ये जो
अरे वो
गलती
गलती
बोली
से
ना,
नहीं
वो
जो
फनाटिक
गलती
के
से
लिए
बोला
डालो।
ना वो फनाटिक के लिए डालो भाई गलती से फनाटिक जीत गई तो फिर हो जाए कुछ पर मैं लिख के दे दूंगा भाई 0-3 का मेरे को अंदाजा है
अल्फा बड़ा वाला नूबड़ा है भाई
भाई 0 फनाटिक अगर हो गया तो फिर बता क्या करेगा
मैं कुछ करूंगा ही नहीं भाई
तो फिर क्यों इतना चिढ़ रहा है मतलब तू बस बता अपना प्रेडिक्शन बता रहे हो दैट्स माय ओपिनियन
अल्फा अपने अपना प्रोटेक्शन और अपनी गांड में शांत रहो तुम
क्यों रहे
सही
साथ
में।
में हम लाइव स्ट्रीम चल रही है गालियां मत दो
हेलो हेलो
हाँ
हां आ गए चाचा देखो लेट टाइम
प्रणाम चाचा जी।
अरे
बहुत जल्दी आयो
कर दी क्या स्टार्ट स्ट्रीम
हाँ कर दिया मैंने कर दिया
ट्रॉफी देख रहे हो हाय हाय हाय
अरे मेरा
हाँ,
कॉल
नहीं,
किया था भाई मैं
Taking
कॉल
sides,
रोल स्टैक का
taking
बॉटल लग रहा है
B,
बैरल
somebody
से लग
spamming 3 down.
ये कर लो तुम।
सही बात है
ओ
भाई
Yeah, I'm really
टेंस
enjoying
भाई।
how this is playing out so far.
इसको
I think
गुस्सा आ रहा है मुझे
Sentinels
जेट
are
क्यों नहीं
leading
दिया
with that confidence.
गंदे लोग
And
मैं गान मार दूंगा, मैं उठ के मान
again,
मन
it's,
कर रहा है।
I think, I'm not sure if this was mentioned because we've talked
चल
so
मैं
much
वॉच
about
टाइम
the
पे लगा
finals
देता हूँ
now,
स्ट्रीम।
on and
हाँ
off
लगा दे।
camera. I'm not sure if we mentioned this off camera, but just seeing
ये
the
कौन है?
individuals of
ये
FNATIC in this matchup is
क्रिप्टिक
going
है
to be so
कि डोमा है? कौन है ये?
extremely important. And Durka is chief
बता।
of
बता
those
क्या होना है?
individuals. We need to see him
डरका है क्या वो?
having great performances,
डर
नहीं,
के ही
being
नहीं है।
truly competitive against Sentinels.
ये डर
And
के नहीं है
one
भाई।
extra element to add in to all of this.
ट्रॉफी थोड़ी बड़ी होनी चाहिए थी, ऐसा नहीं लग रहा?
This
तुम
is
भाई लीग ऑफ
to
लेजेंड्स
make
वाली
ये
ट्रॉफी ले
मैं
लो,
बोला
और
ना
क्या?
यार
नहीं
आरएस
नहीं,
का पैकेट
तुमको
है
यहाँ
भाई
पे
आरएस
लीग
का
ऑफ
पैकेट
लेजेंड तुमको यहाँ लीग ऑफ लेजेंड चाहिए क्या?
रॉयल स्टैक का पैकेट है ये।
ये देखो, इसको देख लो, ये नल्ले को देखो, इसको आज नहीं झेल सकता मैं, कल ठीक था।
बोल रहा है 2-5 मेरी बस का नहीं है, 2-5 मेरी बस का नहीं है।
भाई मेरा हो गया भाई आज का, और नहीं होगा हमसे।
अल्फा बोलते हैं कल ठीक था आज नहीं झेल सकता पर।
ये सॉन्ग है।
कल अपनी टीम में था, आज अपनी टीम में नहीं है। ओ भाई
and so yeah, that I'm just making this point because FNATIC
बट
is
ये
a
बात
team
सही
that
है,
Valorant
ट्रॉफी
Master।
उतनी अच्छी नहीं है, ट्रॉफी उतनी
हाँ,
अच्छी नहीं है।
नॉर्मल है, कुछ ज्यादा खास नहीं है।
नॉर्मल ट्रॉफी।
हाँ वो बात अलग है, अगर अंदर हीरे भी रहे तो बात अलग है।
अब बस भाई
हाँ, बाकी अगर हमको मिल रही होती तो हम कुछ खास बोल देते यार।
एक बोतल तक नहीं है भाई अंदर भाई।
भाई
भाई,
PUBG में
पेन-
ट्रॉफी देखो भाई तुम।
नहीं मेरे को पसंद है ट्रॉफी भाई, तुम लोगों को नहीं आया शायद, मेरे को पसंद है पर्सनली।
अब वो आपकी कैटेगरी की बोतल कहीं और दिखती है तो
हाँ।
मेरे को बोतल की तरह लग रहा है,
भाई,
इसलिए पसंद है।
ये है डोमा, ये
Set the story because yes, Sentinels are ahead, but
वो उसके
Sentinels
नाम के जैसे है,
do
गोल
have
गोल।
a pretty decent attack rate, 57% attack win rate here.
भाई
Their
टेक्निकल
defensive
पॉज ले रहा है वो,
side
क्या
is
कर रहा है बंदा साहब बाजू में
also
टेंस
quite
के।
strong, but
टेक्निकल पॉज ले, कमाल पॉज ले लिया।
loves to get their percentage in winning, get their advantage. So seeing
भैया वो
them kind
टेक्निकल
of,
पास होता है
falter
क्लियर
a
टॉकी
little bit
चमकाने
on
के लिए।
defense to Sentinels, maybe it was
अच्छा
Sentinels,
एक
but
बात
once
बताओ, ये
Fnatic
वायरलेस
gets on
खेल
the
रहे क्या?
attack, then we're definitely going
हाँ
to
नहीं
get
नहीं नहीं,
connection।
वायर्ड है, वायर्ड है, वायर्ड है।
सबके सेटअप अलग अलग है, अपने हिसाब से
सेटअप की बात नहीं कर रहा मैं, नेट की बात बोल रहा हूँ।
वायर्ड है, वायर्ड है, लैन है, लैन।
हाय कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे को, हाय
हाय टेंस लाइक हाय। अभी कैमरा कहाँ घुसा हुआ है? हेलो
वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, घुस कहाँ घुसा दिया कैमरा गलत जगह पे है।
नहीं, गलती भाई कैमरा मैन
इस
बेचारा।
बच्चे के लिए भाई शूटिया।
ये कैमरा कहाँ कहाँ डाल रखा है? इतना बड़ा टेक्निकल पास क्या हो गया भैया? वो दे ब्लू वाला बंदा है, फाइव स्टार ला है।
किसने खींचा?
Word.
अमेरिकन
Word.
कॉन्सैक्ट है, ये डैपर है भाई, गॉड ऑफ
ये देखो शज़ाम।
भाई
ये
मेरे को
शज़ाम है,
एक नाइफ
चूतिया?
देखना है।
शज़ाम नहीं है, चूतिया ही है।
भाई वाह,
पागल है
ये
क्या तू?
शज़ाम डैपर है भाई
ये डैपर है तो शज़ाम वो ब्राउन वाला
शाज़ाम
होगा।
बुड्ढा है, बुड्ढा
वो
शाज़ाम।
ब्राउन कलर वाले बाल वाला लौंडा।
शज़ाम सफेद बालों वाला है।
24 साल का है वो,
गोल्डन
24
कलर ना?
हाँ जो भी है।
हाँ गोल्डन
शाज़ाम
कलर।
बुड्ढा। तुम बस देखते जाओ भाई, सेंटिनल्स का डाउनफॉल होगा गंदी तरीके से।
डैपर से एक नाइफ देखना है भाई मुझे, प्लीज भाई, फाइनल्स है।
सेंटिनल्स का कैरी करने वाला बंदा है शाज़ाम।
FNATIC घर जाएगी भाई, घर जाएगी FNATIC।
FNATIC वैसे भी 0-3 से घर जाएगी, तुम्हें पता है, सबको पता है।
मेरे को बाइंड में फनाटिक पे कॉन्फिडेंस है कि बाइंड में शायद निकाल सकती है फनाटिक।
देखते हैं, देखते हैं।
FNATIC घर जाएगी
कहीं
भाई।
भी निकाल सकते हैं। उस दिन वाला आइस बॉक्स और वो दोनों क्लोज था।
क्लोज था पर जीते नहीं ना।
घर जाएंगे भाई, घर जाएंगे।
हाँ घर जरूर जाएंगे, 3-1 से जीतेंगे।
घर तो दोनों जाएंगे, सेंटिनल्स को भी जाना, लास्ट मैच है।
पैसे
घर
लेकर
तो
जाएंगे पर पैसे लेकर
बट एक दोनों पैसे दोनों लेके जाएंगे, बस कुछ कम लेके जाएंगे, कुछ ज्यादा लेके जाएंगे।
ये है
ये देखो, ये है शज़ाम। इसको देख ले, इसको हटा रहे कैमरामैन इसके आगे से, कैमरा हटा इसके आगे से।
देख ले भाई, देख ले।
सेंटिनल्स को दिखाओ, टेंस दिखाओ भाई, टेंस।
टेंस का चूस ले तू।
भाई हम तो चूज भी ले।
तुम जैसे बंदों के लिए ना टेंस के लिए बेकार सा हेट बन जाएगा भाई, तुम जैसे बंदों के लिए।
तो भाई तुम ही बना रहे हो, हम तो भाई इसको प्यार दिखा रहे हैं। कैमरामैन कर क्या रहा है? कैमरामैन का देखना।
and they're not
Camera-
moving, and
cameraman को देखना।
sitting inside the vent area, and you know it's Sentinels, so you don't really feel like pushing a large flank. You feel
नहीं
uncomfortable
ये sick है
about that space. Your
दिल
team
जा रहा है
like, is
उसके,
this
उसका
space
दिल
giving me
निकल के
correct
दूसरी तरफ।
information now? And it almost nullifies the fact that you've taken that space unless more is taken and figured out.
अरे भैया फ्लोर मत दिखाओ, कितना महंगे पैसे खर्चा किए हैं, हमको बंदे दिखाओ।
So yeah, the slow play I think is really affecting that forward space. The
अरे
FNATIC
भाई
take is
शुरू
strong
कर
with that
दो
thought.
क्या है
Is kind of reconsidering
ओहो,
their
अरे
space
देख रहा है
as good
वीडियो
takeover.
बन रही है शादी की, वो नहीं होता
Kills from Sentinels
लाइट
have
से
been
हेलोजन से
across the
फोकस
board
हटा के
a few
इसके
times
ऊपर।
here, and it
शादी
is
की
quite a
वीडियो
good
में
score for them.
हेलोजन से फोकस हटा के।
भाई
I
उनकी
forgot it now.
अरे बुआ जी नमस्ते
उनकी आई हेलो नहीं खत्म हो रही भाई दोनों टीमों की।
बड़े दिनों बाद अभी आपको घर आना
रॉयल
पड़ेगा
स्टैग
भाई
ये
क्या
तो रॉयल
क्या चूतिया डिजाइन बनाया है भाई ट्रॉफी
भाई
में।
भाई जो
बोल रहा
भी
हूँ
बनाया है, बात सुनो, जो भी बनाया है उनको मिल ली है,
Okay.
बात
भाई
खत्म।
भाई
KFPL
मिल
लेके
हाँ।
कुछ भी कहो KFPL PMWL की भाई ट्रॉफी
अभी ये मेरे को
भाई
मिल रही होती
वो
तो
है
भाई तुम
ट्रॉफी
चूतिया भी
भाई,
बोल देते तब भी मैं ले लेता।
वो है ट्रॉफी। ये क्या चूत
अच्छा
बना दिया
अल्फा
इसने।
खाली ट्रॉफी लेता, चेक नहीं लेता, ठीक है।
नहीं भाई चेक नहीं चाहिए, भाई चेक नहीं चाहिए, चेक नहीं चाहिए भाई, चेक रख ले तू, मेरे को ट्रॉफी दे दे के
पर
एंजॉय।
वो मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है गेम के खत्म होने तक यहाँ पे बंदों की लड़ाई होने वाली है, इसलिए
अरे
चुप
नहीं
कर
होगा,
रहे हैं।
टेंशन मत लो।
भाई लाइव स्ट्रीम चल रही है, प्लीज लड़ाई मत करो।
ऑन स्ट्रीम कंट्रोवर्सी।
ए भाई लाइव स्ट्रीम बैकग्राउंड में चालू रखो बस।
मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ भोसड़ी के कैमरा ऑन रख अपना, कैमरा ऑन करो जॉय।
नहीं करना है, बक पागल है क्या? चल
भाई गाइस देख लो कैमरा ऑन नहीं कर रहा, मैं पक्का बोल रहा हूँ।
तुम लोग जो कंट्रोवर्सी करोगे ना उसकी क्लिप बना के H5 न्यूज़ का एक चैनल बनाओगे, उस पे डाल के फुल वायरल भाई, पैसा ही पैसा।
ये देखो इसको देखो, ओह अरे भाई मतलब कहाँ से फोकस ले रहा है कैमरामैन, भाई टेंस के गले से फोकस ले रहा है उसके ऊपर।
क्या दिखा रहा है नाखून?
टेंस के हाथ कितने छोटे, अबे टेंस के हाथ कितने छोटे हैं भाई।
बिल्कुल उसके
फोकस
उसके की
मारा
तरह।
देख रहे हो, इसने देख रखा है।
लेकर जा रहे हैं भाई जी।
कैमरामैन भी लाइक हम टेंस के लिप्स दिखाएंगे क्लोजअप में। ओ भाई लग रहा ना इनसे वो क्या नाम है, पावर रेंजर एसपीडी का वो पड़ा है, पावर रेंजर एसपीडी।
एसपीडी इमरजेंसी होता है चूतिए।
अरे हम
भाई नहीं अपने को वैलोरेंट को बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट देना पड़ेगा, पहला वाला है तो चल ठीक है यार।
तो भाई
टाइम नहीं मिला उनको भाई डिजाइन करने के लिए, छोड़।
भाई क्वारंटाइन में क्या यार, बुआ की शादी थी, क्वारंटाइन था ऊपर से, वो क्या कर ले, सब कुछ करना था।
सीटी के हिसाब से बनाया रे उन लोगों ने, इसीलिए
बड़ा जब आए
का जब चैलेंजेस बर्लिन में होगा ना, मैं मेरे को वो देखना है किस तरह से करते हैं ये लोग।
अरे जब इंडिया आएगा तब बड़ी ट्रॉफी लाएंगे वो।
हो गए रे, माइक म्यूट कर लो गाइस।
क्यों?
उन्होंने बड़ी वाली ट्रॉफी इंडिया के लिए बचा के रखी है।
Still waiting on for these players to get ready and back in. Looking at what I was saying earlier about how FNATIC used mid-round.
शुरू करो भैया, शुरू कर दो, कितना बड़ा टेक्निकल पाउस लोगे।
That situation happens quite
क्या
a
मात
bit
पड़
with how
गई
they
गेम को।
decide to move with the spike. At the last moment, you'll see them on Icebox. They did it twice, where it was Mystic and Doma. They were dropping.
ये क्या मिड राउंड में मेंटेनेंस करते बैठते क्या बे?
अरे तो दिक्कत हो जाती है ना, कुछ हो गई होगी।
शायद पिंग को कुछ सेट कर रहे होंगे।
वो डैलन वॉकर आ गया।
एनजीएफ क्या है?
At B Icebox and then got on top of it and pushed. Whereas before the strat for them
हाँ
was
पता नहीं।
एनजीएफ क्या है?
with
लोई भी
his wall and Mystic just stays back. So they literally
भाई
they probably
कल
run
तो
it
भाई
before, but you'll see
टीम
them
लिक्विड
drop
का
the
वो
spike
था,
to each other, quick thaw,
एलन
instant
वॉकर।
hits. They did it again
मजा आ
on
रहा
that
था देखने
Icebox
में।
match to the other side of the map.
कैमरा भी चला,
where Mystic
कैमरामैन
picked up
पूरा
3
ट्राई कर रहा है
offense
एकदम
quick,
अलग
but
अलग
the
शॉट्स
spike
लेने
was
के,
dropped to him
एंटिक शॉट
immediately
लेने के फुल
after
ट्राई
Stone
मार रहा है
went down
कैमरामैन।
to get the spike. They're very quick on their feet with those decisions that I think on attack puts them ahead of most teams here at the tournament.
अरे एक बात बता ना, क्या नाम है, गोस्ट वहाँ पे कितना अजीब लगता है होगा, पूरा मैच चल रहा है, ठीक है, पूरे बंदे बैठे हैं और कैमरामैन साला रीलिंग्स की वीडियो बना रहा है।
भाई शादी का वीडियो, भाई शादी में खाना खाते खाते भाई खाना खाती है देखो।
मैं कहना, अरे हाँ शादी है, जाओ ना भाई खाना खाने। तो नहीं, हम तो बनाएंगे वीडियो, हम ठीक है, तुम खाओ।
Let's just say we weren't expecting it.
Mistake.
If you consider our performance at Masters 1, we somehow made this kind of
Whoa.
miracle run all the way
Poster
to
साला।
now here we are. It's making history. Coming into Masters.
पेनाल्टी अपर ब्रैकेट में किससे हारी थी बे? V1 से ना?
सेंटिनल से।
सेंटिनल की V1।
सेंटिनल।
अच्छा, अपर ब्रैकेट में सेंटिनल से ही हारी थी ये।
हाँ।
So we didn't have long to practice with the two new teammates. However, we just kept beating and winning. Hopefully, we're gonna take the trophy here as well. We're bringing some.
हाँ, सपना है तुम्हारा भाई, ये सब सपने मत जियो। मिस्टेक है बट एक कुछ बोलो, पूरे फैनाटिक का मिस्टेक का क्लचेस अच्छा रहता है।
अबे ये क्या कोई प्रोडक्शन हाउस में लिया था क्या?
वहीं पे लिया उन्होंने, वही स्टेडियम पे जहाँ पे स्टेडियम है ना, उसी में।
स्टेडियम
जहाँ भी हो रहा है। हाँ, बैक स्टेज।
भाई ये बेस्ट है भाई, ये बेस्ट था, पता है ये बेस्ट था
भाई, अटक गए थे सारे
और स्प्लैश भाई।
हाँ, सारे अटक गए थे।
और यही फनाटिक ने टीम लिक्विड का अगेंस्ट करा था, यही वाला जो भी दिखा रहा है।
I don't care if they're the seeded 1 team. I don't care if they're the bottom seeded team. I want to smash everyone.
ठीक है।
अबे
अरे कोई स्मैश नहीं कर पाओगे तुम।
खाली 3 का वॉचिंग आ रहा है यार, चालू रखो ना।
मैंने चालू है भाई, मेरा चालू है, इनका पता नहीं।
To get to know FNATIC a little bit more, you know. I think you were just talking about some of their play styles, and I think, you know, the Sentinels players.
देख 4 का वॉचिंग हो गया होगा।
Any region in general has had so much coverage.
रुक मैं एक और अकाउंट से देखता हूँ।
Known due to their background, coming from Counter-Strike, even. Looking at one of those on screen right now, Sick, for example. You know, Shazam is a huge name coming from Counter-Strike, so it's good to get more light on FNATIC and their players, given the fact that they are pretty damn good, and I think that they are going to be hanging out on this level for a long time to come.
They will, and the firepower they added there, you know, Poster was talking about a few, was Magnum and Durka that joined a few days before qualifiers. So
ये गलती फाइनल्स में होनी थी।
slot into the team. It was like a double
देख कितने की वॉचिंग आ रही है, अब मैं 2 अकाउंट से देख रहा हूँ।
And both these
4 की।
saw that trajectory after a change all the way through Masters 2, dominating teams.
3 की होगी भैंसुड़ी के।
नहीं, मैं दोनों अकाउंट से देख रहा हूँ।
3 की हो गई वॉचिंग, तुम 2 से देख रहे, 3 ही थी।
Is at the end of the tournament. You are still being fresh. You're still not allowed.
अरे भाई ठीक नीचे 1000 की वॉचिंग आ रही है हमको, चलो।
A lot of this game so far has come down to firepower. We haven't really seen the utility attacks too much as we're just getting into our first round of ultimates. They're going to be coming up.
कोई और छोड़ के गया शायद, मैं एक और अकाउंट से
So we're
देखता
seeing
हूँ।
both teams now. I think the game could start to flow a little bit more evenly. But Sentinels currently up here as we get this mouse issue fixed up. As they verse FNATIC in the grand final.
माउस इशू, अच्छा इतनी देर से माउस इशू हो रहा था।
किसका?
वो सामने वाला सेंटिनल्स में।
वो 10 का ही माउस का होगा।
वो 50 माउस यूज करता है साला हरामी। क्या छोटा है मेरा, बोल रहा है छोटा है मेरा। बड़ा नहीं हो रहा, बहुत दिन से इलाज दिखाओ।
देखो 6 की वॉचिंग आ रही है, 3 अकाउंट से देख रहा हूँ भाई, हो गया मेरा। तो देखने दो।
The best to come in this series after.
Yes.
3 अकाउंट से देख रहा हूँ भाई।
You know, people use the term national treasure. Boaster is a global treasure.
लौंडा सोच रहा गेम खत्म हो रहा है, बिरयानी खाने जाना है हमको।
The world thanks Boaster for being Boaster.
Yeah.
मेरे को 3-0 लग रहा है। अरे मैप कौन सा अभी ये चल रहा है ना, क्या बोलते हैं अपना,
बाइंड है इसके बाद।
अभी कौन
3-1 जरूर लग रहा है फनाटिक।
भाई मेरे को 3-0 लग रहा है।
बाइंड शायद जीत सकती है फनाटिक।
अभी कौन सा चल रहा है ये, अभी कौन सा चल रहा है, भूल गया मैं। हेवन
स्प्लिट चल रहा है भाई, ये देखो कौन सी जिंदगी में जी रहे हैं, ये स्प्लिट चल रहा है।
कर रहा है, तू वो भी देख ले, मैं देखूं भाई सही में।
भाई ये खाली ऐसे देखने के लिए देख रहा है, मैं बता रहा हूँ, नल्ला आदमी है ये।
अरे भूल गया भाई,
कुछ इंटरेस्ट नहीं है इसको, वैसे
अरे भाई मेरे दिमाग में कुछ और चल रहा था, सॉरी।
बंदी को कैसे सेटिस्फाई करूं?
नहीं
भाई भाई सोचो भाई, यहाँ पर लिखा रहे सेंटिनल्स के सामने H5 मजा आए।
अल्फा बैठा है उधर भाई मैनेजर की सीट पे और डब्बा पकड़ के पॉज लेते हुए।
पॉज लो मैं तो मजे मजे में ऐसा चेक करने के लिए पॉज कर।
रॉक पेपर सीजर खेल रहे।
Goes from duelist to support. Of course he loses.
Duelist to support.
Duelist to support घोषणी के।
अरे कर दो चालू।
किसका माउस गया है भाई?
टेंस का गया है भाई। बोल रहा
नहीं
टेंस का माउस गया है। बैठ के स्टोन पेपर सीजर खेल रहा है।
तो भाई उसको क्या दिक्कत? उसको यूनिवर्सिटी के पैसे मिल रहे हैं उसको वो सब करने के।
One of those things about, I mean, you know, we've wanted LAN for a long time, and you know, it's actually really funny. I think.
भाई अब एक ही एंगल बचा है दिखाने को, पता है हर प्लेयर को।
हर एंगल दिखा दिया कैमरामैन ने।
और उसमें जॉय को बड़ा देखने का शौक होगा उसको।
भाग वो से।
हर एंगल दिखा रहे हैं भाई। अरे
शिज़ाम।
अबे 6 की वाचिंग नहीं हुई, मैं 3 अकाउंट से देख रहा हूँ।
5 की हुई।
यार 1440 में नहीं हो रहा।
Sometimes you're gonna have a delay, and just, you know, it is what it is.
क्या बोल रहा? 1440 क्या बोला?
Interesting thing here as well is that
1440 में नहीं हो रहा क्या? ट्विच पे बेवकूफ।
ट्विच।
It's just, I'm just so happy that we have
नहीं हो रहा
right now.
1080 60 last।
Forgot how to work. They haven't been used on LAN in so long. Keyboard's like, what is this atmosphere?
भाई ही को कर रहा है श्रावण के साथ स्ट्रीम भाई।
It's true. There's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of respect and ups to everybody.
भाई एवरेज जिग्नेश को आ रही है 132 के की वाचिंग।
Because it's usually easy to forget flawlessly when it is.
एवरेज जिग्नेश भाई 400 के फॉलोअर्स जिसके उसको 131 के की आ रही है।
FNATIC is really strong.
वो लगाया होगा।
Once they're moving and they attack, I think one of the things we also have to look at Sentinels here. We're going to be tossing to AD, but maybe just thought they could carry him as their own.
कि मैं इनकी स्ट्रीम को वॉच पार्टी कर व्यूअर्स बढ़ जाएंगे। जो H5 में नहीं देख रहा वो भी देखने आएंगे।
Sentinels, AD, take it away with this hot segue.
मैं बता रहा हूँ ना।
Nailed it. Truly nailed it. So sorry about that, DDK and Riv. I had to get my smoke in order.
Smoke?
So that was why it
क्या
took
नोवा
too
का
long
माल है?
for you to get the note. You know, just had
नोवा बोल रहा था।
You know what the deal is. You know what I'm alluding to, everyone. Anyway, I'm a grown man making that kind of a joke on a broadcast. Anyway, so we are a few rounds in to this matchup, Ventili, and it's clear that we're seeing some agent switch-ups on both sides. We are getting interesting compositions. That's always a fun thing to talk about here.
Both sides का FNATIC तो normal lineup।
इन लोगों को पता किस लिए बैठाया होता है? जब ऐसे कोई दिक्कत हो ना तो बकचोदी कर थोड़ी बेंच लंबा टानो स्ट्रीम को। कुछ काम नहीं फालतू में बैठाते हैं।
For FNATIC is yes, they've been studying Sentinels. They want to try to figure out a way how they can anti-strat Sentinels in the beginning.
पॉटर बोल रही है कहाँ फंस गई है?
I think is
ये दो लड़के ये इसको मेरे ना मिचमैन को कहाँ देख रहा है? नजर
शक्ल से हरामी लग रहा है भाई ये मिचमैन।
सिर्फ शक्ल से हरामी लौंडा।
जैसे अपना जॉय नहीं है वैसे।
At that point, they already want to set the pace. They want to set the tone.
60 watching.
It looked a little bit jittery when they were shooting, but overall,
yes, 60 watching.
It looked really good.
हो गई ना 6 की वाचिंग मैं देख रहा हूँ।
4 की हो गई। जैसे तू बोलता है 6 की वाचिंग हो गई, 4 की हो जाती है वाचिंग।
हेटर क्या 3 अकाउंट से देख रहा हूँ मैं।
भाई जैसे एक से देख रहा हूँ।
मैंने भाई चैट भी भेजा है।
ये देखिए
भाई जैसे ये बोलता है 6 अकाउंट से देख रहा हूँ, तब 4 की वाचिंग हो जाती है।
क्या तीनों अकाउंट से कमेंट भी कर देता हूँ यार, तुम हेटर हो, मेरे को बोलना ही पड़ेगा।
घोस्ट पागल है, घोस्ट नूब है, घोस्ट बॉट है, तीनों से कर।
And Mitch, to bring you in on that, right? I know, like, you have been commentating these boys for a while now, FNATIC, and there has been this
दोनों
discussion
hater है
regarding
भाई.
split. It's like, well, you know,
भाई
they're
मेरे
not
को
really
hater बोल
supposed to
रहे
win
थे.
split anyway because of X, Y, and Z reasons. But it does feel like Fnatic, you know, as they should, have entered this grand final with the mindset of, no, we have put in some work onto this. We know that there's a plan that we want to try and execute on. It just so happens that Sentinel is making that game plan a little hard to push forward with that, you know, given what we've seen from the composition so far.
अरे शुरू करो भैया.
Yeah, they definitely are. I think it's one of the things we expect from Fnatic, though. They innovate a lot. They manage to constantly come in. It's a 5-map pool. Realistically, you should always be able to add depth in.
Yeah, that's right. Well, folks, I did get word that we are ready to go back into the game. So let's send it over to Rivington and DDK.
चलो ready go. Let's go,
Thank you very
baby.
much. Here we go again. 5-2 is the score.
We were close.
You're just joining us. This is the grand finals of Masters 2 Reykjavík.
Camera angle
Europe
देख रहा है?
versus North America, or North America versus Europe. I guess we'll find out soon who is going to be first on the pecking order there as we get to the conclusion of this one. But Riv, we're back into it. Once
ये
again,
क्या
Dirk
था?
on the operator.
लड़के ने ये क्या किया?
Slowly moving forward. This is a big round for Fnatic. Not too much money in the bank. If they were to lose this one, the reset, Durka would be about $1,900 strong.
यहाँ की स्ट्रीम में अकेला देख रहा हूँ क्या डिस्कॉर्ड?
They continue to move slow.
पता नहीं.
The Viper's pit.
Top about to happen.
That's an interesting choice. You know, what do you do against this Viper's pit if you're Sentinels?
अरे momentum waste होता है.
Oh, Sam, that is a dirty peek there onto Durka. Oh my goodness, Durka just pulling off of the angle. The timing couldn't have been better for Shazam.
Sentinels की jet diff.
And that's a huge win given the Viper's pit that's on A right now.
Well, the thing is, they throw that Viper's pit down, and you're almost guaranteed to have somebody walk over to Shazam in mid. They're not going to fully commit towards A, so you're already kind of dictating how the map is going to work from that side of Fnatic. However, Shazam hits that shot as they come across, so Fnatic able to dictate it, but Shazam says, I'll get that first shot anyways.
Yeah, nice pick of the camera there, and Sentinels now looking to barrel through B main to find their way into that site. FNATIC are up on B heaven at the moment, trying to do what they can to defend this, and the suck there on 10s, almost getting him in trouble. Magnum going close, Magnum's in trouble, it's going to find the head of Shazam. No trade able to be had there behind the wall. Sentinels still, though, winning the site, doing the damage they need to, but Magnum still has some site control himself here for FNATIC. Still with the swing and another win from Magnum. How is he causing so many issues here? Sentinels, they're really stuck at the back of the site with not too much space to work with. Nice with Shazam there on the net.
Yeah,
Able to take down Magnum finally.
OP.
The Sentinels are closing the distance, but now it's on Sick to try to save this one. And there comes the play around the poison orb from Boaster. Wow, what a beautiful hold Magnum is.
Pause लिया था ना थोड़ा सा वो हाथ free करने के.
What a fantastic round.
Off lane है.
A little one way that he almost was using, but he said no, hide more, just be pressure. Because as soon as Magnum started getting kills, there'd be a call. You almost have to figure out where Magnum would be at that time, and then Magnum again hides. And then he creates presence and he hides. But he's hiding basically in plain sight right on the corner. So he created so much pressure there. Boaster and Doma here able to finish the round. Fnatic played that so smart. It was actually a chess game inside B side.
अरे भैया बस थूक देगा प्लेट को भी.
अपने बंदे तो गालियां चालू करेंगे भोसड़ी ये बात. स्क्रीन पे थूक देगा भाई.
Leading into this next round, the gravity world making life a little bit more difficult here for Sentinels on their way in, but the cage is going to prevent Durka from getting any picks. They're going to run straight into the site, and there's nobody here. It's a free site, but can Durka hold on?
Great damage there. Shazam finishes him after that.
अगर यहाँ वेंडर होती ना मर जाता.
On the post plant.
मर गया अभी.
It gets a little bit quiet here for a moment as we can see FNATIC trying to coordinate all through screens pretty much. Magnum will come through on the lonesome out of heaven, but the rest through elbow. Sick is ready with the Sheriff, takes down Boaster, and is up to Mystic now to try to get that trade. The flash comes in though, and Sick is still alive. Backside, the flashes keep on coming, but so does Sick with that Sheriff. Pulls out the Phantom now, looking for the next battle. Out comes the sheriff. This is so labored here for Sig. He's got to get around to the spike, but Magnum has just
अरे
enough
यार
time on the
बेचारा
defuse.
ट्राई
Fnatic pick
किया
it
भाई
up.
लॉन्डन ने बहुत
Great
ट्राई
retake from them to bring it to 4 against
Tens
Sentinels.
बहुत ट्राई किया
उसका ट्रेड के लिए भी नहीं
Fnatic's
से वो लेफ्ट से
retakes
पिल गया
here are so much stronger
बढ़िया
we're seeing
मारा
this
है
time around. I'm recalling
सिक
Haven,
ने
where they were
बढ़िया
having a
खेला
bit
यहाँ
of
पे
trouble continuously getting into each site, then holding. The
भाई
both
Cypher
plants
diff
are
भाई,
just
Cypher diff.
really theirs this time.
Jet
4 to
diff भी है,
5, and
Cypher
they
diff
are
भी
starting to
है।
find their groove now. The rounds they needed allow Durka and the rest of the team to
इनका
get
diff-
by full util
इनका डिफ
here
कब
after a
चेंज
bit
हो जाए
of a
कुछ पता
mishap.
नहीं चलता
So here
भाई, भाई।
these rounds are big. Remember,
भाई,
we
डर
said
के रहो।
Fnatic's probably going to get most of the rounds on attack, so it is
भाई
great that
गंदी
they can
लगती
start
है
picking
पता है
this
Elder
up.
Flame भाई operator।
Oh wow, Shazam getting a pick very early on here.
Okay,
Now the question is, what is the response from
Don't
Fnatic?
like
You can't really take a loss that early on lying down, but I mean, Tens is going to force the issue, goes through, actually kills himself with a showstopper. And now it's a 3v3. Magnum's holding on to B Heaven. Sentinels might want to try to reset the situation here, especially after that neural theft. We might see Sentinels slow this one down, but Shazam's still pressing, and he will find the kill.
Oh, nice
हट
shot।
निकल बहुत
The double neural theft. The one actually played
3v1
off of the blips
B
there. You
खाली।
can see how it became the upper hand for Dapper.
1v3
And now Durka looking to
Don't
सेव
save
करेगा
this
क्या बोलेगा सेव
operator.
करेगा
There should be
सेव कर
decent
रहा है।
money still for Fnatic,
इको अच्छा दिया है इनका
depending on how
Fnatic
much
का।
they win in on econ and utility from
हो
round
गया
1
बे
down to
मैं
rebuy.
बता रहा हूँ जीत गई ये वाला
just be a
Sentinels
sheriff round
क्योंकि
for them
defense
again.
oriented map है split।
But it is going to bring us
और
up
agent
to
भी तगड़े पड़े हैं
round
भाई
11
split
after this one.
defense
5 to
के
4
लिए।
so far.
टूर्नामेंट जीत गए
And again, we got a round for round.
tournament तो
And
जीत
this
गए,
is what
3-1
happened last
Bind
time, Dan.
Fnatic का
Is
होगा
in
लगा।
Icebox and Haven, when we got these maps between these two teams, or sorry, the previous maps, it was round for round, 13-11 and 13-10 were your scores, and I think we're going to get a very similar series
अब से सोच रहा हूँ ओनी लगाऊं।
Yeah, definitely. This is
वाइट
a
वाली
great
ओनी
matchup,
सेक्सी
and
लगती है
अगर सोच
this is
6 मैच हुए तो
honestly
कौन
feels
सा
like a
मैप
pretty
होगा
good
लास्ट
start
बता
for both teams
छह
at the
हो ही
moment.
नहीं सकते
Again,
बेस्ट ऑफ 5 ही होगा
recognizing
ना।
that
अरे
this should on paper be a stronger
तीन
map
मैप
for
दोनों को
Sentinels.
जीतने
Sentinels
हैं
on
ठीक
paper
है
should be winning this one. You know, and the series is going to be close.
छोड़ो अबे मैं ना जरा
Even with that happening, and we get a quick, we see that opening there. That's how he's able to get the pick onto Mystic. Beautiful dash up drop timing. And look how quickly Sentinels also just moved after that pick. They definitely didn't want any time for Fnatic to regroup there.
ये क्या दिखा रहा है?
This A wall.
It's very bad with raise भाई.
Making sure the A retake can always be thwarted or kind of slowed down if they are heavy rotating somewhere else.
Jet में.
Jet.
उसका रेना में भी उतना आउटपुट नहीं निकलता जितना भाई जेट से निकलता है ये शज़ाम
we want to be able to focus on sites 3-2
नहीं भाई शज़ाम हर जगह शज़ाम consistent है भाई इसलिए वो तो लेगा ही लेगा.
They've kind of left that open to strengthen the sites a little bit more on the side of
बट
Fnatic's
शज़ाम
defense
को
now.
रेना ट्राई करना चाहिए
I have to
था
say, Rib, I love what
या फिर टेंस
Fnatic
को
are
इस
doing
मैप
right now.
पे
They're
रेना
just
ट्राई
holding B
करना
main. They
चाहिए
can
था
give
बहुत
up B
अच्छा
heaven.
अरे रेना ही खेलता है वो.
And they
इसको बस पता नहीं कौन खिलाया है.
उसने बहुत बार खेला है स्प्लिट
This is
पे
a
100
really
टीम्स के अगेंस्ट जब खेल रहा था तब भी रेस खेल रहा
adaptation
था
from Fnatic.
याद
A
है
mix-up.
मुझे
And Sentinels
100
might
की
not
तो
be
बेचारी
ready.
आई भी नहीं आगे.
I mean, it allows them to info deny more. And this is what we talked about before, is we said this is where Fnatic wanted to grab space. Well, now they can allow the space they don't have to just rest. They don't have to worry and feel like they aren't getting a return.
एक बार
on the
खेला था
information
फिनिक्स
they're
मजा
getting.
का मजेदार
So
चुटकी
now
मार
it
मार
is
के दे
up
मजा
to
आया था.
Sentinels to make the next move. This is where Sentinels would be getting information in the previous rounds. Now they're forced to walk forward. They do get a wall, so they're
Zen
stopped in
अच्छा
their
फिनिक्स
tracks.
खेलता है अपना.
That's not really much info. Or they put up a wall, I should say. So you will get a reaction.
चालू करा है अभी
from Fnatic
खेलना
to
अच्छा
start.
खेल रहा है Phoenix
They heard Durka shoot in B main as well, so they've cut
Phoenix
more
सबसे
for
easy
Durka to rotate.
उसको हम sticky
in
Phoenix
they
पे
go
रख रहे हैं,
through
उसका
B main
हाथ
now.
बैठ रहा
After
है.
that long delay, Sentinels trying to remove Fnatic from position,
Oh,
but all they have is position right now.
Boaster
Boaster
team को
drops
ले
down
गया.
into Dapper. He's got basically no
Sorry,
time
Dapper,
to plant
clutch.
this spike. Given that
कर
it's up
देगा
here,
भाई.
up the rope, I mean, he might have just enough time here, but they are going to spring on top of
Gonna
it.
have to peek shoot.
नहीं हो कर पाएगा
Dapper find a way to make this one work. Magnum will put him out of his misery. And Fnatic
अरे यार.
clinch the
Shotgun
round.
भाई,
Beautiful hold from
चूतिया
them.
आगे.
अगर हेड पे भी कनेक्ट करता तब भी शॉटगन मार सकते
from
उसको
Sentinels.
50 एचपी था
Really great.
Blend
And
the
Boaster
game,
here.
5-5. He's 6-5.
Like roaster. This guy just roasting everybody
6-6
that
and
comes
good half ho
around.
jayega Sentinels
5 in at that spot, down to 1 HP, gets 3.
बढ़िया
And I
था.
love the way that FNATIC played the final kill against Dapper as he came around.
Yes,
If both of them peak, that's the
last round
collapse,
में
that's
save
the
किस बात
lineup.
का?
Except
Bye
Mystic
दिया,
was
अच्छा.
like, you peak, Magnum, you have a judge,
Extra
go do that,
diff,
that's totally
bhai.
fine. And they play it that way. FNATIC goes ahead, grabs up whatever rifles they can, feeling even better now as they start a bit of a bankroll here and
Shazam
possibly
ulta
tie
देगा,
up the
gun
first
देगा
half
किसी को.
versus Sentinels.
Cage up there will get Sentinels looking to shove all in, it would appear, towards this A
Big
side. Cosmic divide comes through.
ये तो best of 5 है ना?
Looking to get some kills here.
Breeze नहीं है.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to provoke a reaction.
साला
Extra
दोनों
ult
ने
है
ना
भाई.
दोनों ने क्रॉस बना दिया देखो.
Interestingly, there's
दोनों
two
extra
guys on the
ult है.
site here, and Mystic's somewhat alone in heaven.
और
So
ये
there
लोग
might
heaven
be the
पे जाके
opportunity
बैठे हैं
to
सबके
spring
सब.
onto that position and take
Rafters
heaven control.
पे देखते हैं.
ये
And
चीज
things will
देख
get
रहे
very
हो?
weird. Then
सब ने
Sentinels will have the
मोस्टली
option to
सब ने
rotate
अपनी
through mid.
abilities यूज कर लिया.
क्योंकि end
अभी
में
तो
आ
बस
गए.
राउंड चालू हुआ था.
Divide is
एंड में ये लोग
down
इन
both
फाइट ही
sides there.
देते हैं.
Durka opens up on Shazam for the jet on jet. And 45 seconds left in this round means A is
एक
most
commit करना
likely
ही
going
पड़ेगा
to be the
इनको.
full
Wall
commit
कर
here.
दिया Vents.
And FNATIC is absolutely ready for it. Already set up, sees the stars coming through. Here comes Shazam. It's going to be the 5v5.
Oh,
अभी
and
तो
he actually
टाइम
pops
भी
the
नहीं है.
knives as well, Shazam.
31 सेकंड है वे.
Oh,
15
the
सेकंड
toxic
साइड
screen.
रोटेशन.
Astra still be
doing
bad.
damage, takes down Doma, and Six also able to get rid of Mystic.
गया
Trade भी नहीं दिया
This
कोई.
is a good effort right now from Sentinels. They're pulling ahead in this one. FNATIC are struggling. It's down to Boaster, and he is not going to be able to deny the plan of the spot.
OP.
सहन
This is
करा.
a very difficult
खत्म
position
खत्म
for
सहन करा.
Boaster. Sentinels
Good half
not
है
with
भाई
the greatest
Sentinels.
economy going into this round, but
Defense में
finding a
सात
way
पास
to
सही
make
है
it work.
कुछ
But
दिक्कत
in this 1v3, needs to get, he needs to be totally on top
Shazam
of
के वो
every
भाई
single
daggers के
shot.
kill.
And Sentinels are
OP.
disciplined.
Zombs
and
मार देगा
methodical.
इससे. बोस्टर को ऐसा लग रहा.
Look at, you hear the jump in the back? Little distraction jumps.
देखा.
Playing mind games over there. I mean, it's not much of a round for FNATIC to try and grab that. I mean, they're not going to be able to, rather. It would be
परेशान कर
very
रहा था
tough.
उसको बस
Both
और
would
कुछ
have to hit all one taps there. So Sentinels just jumping around to give them something extra to think about in the moment. Great back and forth. So you see there,
ओ सीख ने लिया था
Sentinels as well
actually.
are ready to
Raid
initiate
लिया था
something
सीख ने.
that heavy just to take a position, just to read how their opponents will move.
कितने
Cosmic
शांति से गिर
divides
रहे थे.
faded before the site take even happened on both sides. It was just about grabbing ramp,
अरे कुत्ते
understanding
जैसा
the
चिल्ला तू उधर
rotation,
बाबा.
and then after you get that information, then running your execution
क्या ही गेम
for
है.
the side of Sentinels. FNATIC 5 here to Sentinel 7 as we get into the second half. What a
मेरे
first
को
half by
देखना है
both teams.
defense
Easily could
कैसे
have been a
तोड़ेगी
6-6 as we
FNATIC
just saw,
Sentinels.
and we'll see how this works out. A bit of a default here
क्योंकि
from the
mostly
side
तो
of
attack ही
FNATIC
करेगी
as they start
Sentinels
off.
इस पे.
And wall going up immediately there. Does take a while to deal
गोलियां खत्म हो
with those
जाएगी साले
pistols.
बॉल टूटने में.
Sick just slowing things down, and this is a win for FNATIC early on. Sick burning all of this Sage util.
ओ भाई.
Very quiet here as we have FNATIC slowly ambling their way up middle.
Full walk gameplay भाई. Full walk.
Little
Sound
noise,
आ गई.
poison orb out, so they have full control over what would be vent side now.
Vents.
They can decide to hang out here. Only 3 towards mid though. You
भाई
can
हग तो
see
ये
how
भी
much
रहे हैं.
FNATIC are saying Sentinels loves to push, or at least have one push.
Shazam
You still
को
have
raid भी आ गई,
Boaster on
नीचे
one
आ
side,
गया.
Doma all the way on the other. So the intention there is to try and read Sentinel's aggression here
यहाँ पे
right off the
कंट्रोल
rip.
मिला तो अपनी टीम को
And it doesn't look
बुलाएगा.
like they're going
नहीं
to give
मिला
too
तो
much.
भी
Info
नहीं.
denial pretty much from both sides here towards the middle of the round with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, it's going to have to be that B push coming through now here for FNATIC, surely. But
Nade
actually, no,
आया.
they're going to fake it. And Sentinels
Damage
are
खाया.
pretty ready for this. They have 3 players. Or 3 players ready on the side to defend.
push.
In comes the gravity well as well. That's a perfect time
Pulling
to
them
slow
in.
things
Nice
down.
pull.
Very well tees up Shazam for that frag. FNATIC are going to just try and barrel onto the side, but
shot
Six still
भाई.
elbow.
वो sick ले
Oh,
गया.
Is
sick.
immovable
Sick
from
ले
that
गया भाई, sick
position.
ले गया.
And Sentinels,
चार
they're
डेप
going
में
to be
मुक्का
pulling ahead
मारा
on this one.
Pepper dance भाई.
FNATIC can't
Nice.
find the finish they were looking for.
भाई सिक ने
And
चार डेप में
this
मुक्का
is what
मारा
we
था.
talked about earlier, Riv, too. You know, Sentinels are so good at playing passively.
Sick
on their
भाई.
defense.
Smoke criminal.
It's very difficult to play against.
Oh.
Oh भाई. Oh
Literally shooting on point when the next shot could come back up, hitting it just before finding that kind of rock you get from landing.
मेरे को हैरानी हो रही है
That was
FNATIC
something
ने
else from
फोर्स
Sick.
क्यों नहीं करा?
Quick slow. Strat shut down.
ये जॉब बॉय करके देगी पे शजाम को.
So they know they'll have to figure out if it's going to be the sheriff and regular save. They do hear a few sheriffs out there, DDK. So Tens really tries to figure out more of what's going on. It's
The
going to be
FNATIC
a
अच्छा
combo.
sorry.
Nobody. Oh, shot in the face. Almost fell prey to
3 राउंड तो है.
Yeah, another reason we know that phrase is so good. Just paint shells.
Rotation.
Really excellent at pushing people back or middle.
ये शजाम predict करेगा.
There is quite a gray to split. It needs some paint. Here we go. We're going on to A. Let's see what FNATIC have.
Actually in a somewhat scary position. Tens will come through to lend him a hand though.
Oh, crossfire.
Effectively hit. 2 players lost. That's actually, I think. Oh, Boaster,
great
hello.
job.
Oh भाई.
Third frag found from Boaster. On that Sakura.
1v2. अगर सिखागा.
Yeah.
We'll take him down. But 3 kills, I think, is that's more than you could have expected.
Exactly. That's a big hit on the money over on the side of Sentinels.
क्या मैं आ रहा
The way they like to play, trying to get you set on off, possibly. Maybe he won't here. I think
अभी bonus खेलना
as we see it a bit on the defensive side, we did see him do it on offense, but maybe they'll answer back to back here. So he goes for the judge, which makes me think he may have an op in the near future with
bonus
going light buyish now.
Tens और 6 को छोड़ के सब bonus खेल रहे हैं.
FNATIC going quick here towards this A site. The spray from Zombs is damn good.
Oh, lovely.
Oh my word. Astra stars go.
Astra इसलिए OP भाई.
भाई सिक भाई सिक.
भाई 1000 IQ play 1000
Working with a judge, this seems very difficult. I have to say FNATIC are getting pulled
Insane
apart.
भाई insane.
Player by player here.
अरे insane नहीं खेलता इतना अच्छा.
अगर दिया
A
साले
couple kills. Mystic also chimes through. Mystic has just made himself a 1v2. Definitely quite doable. He could, in theory, walk all the way back to B. That is a possibility.
Time है.
He spiced up a few rounds, honestly. Remember his icebox round, the pistol he clutched with the double pistol, and then he used, he's great in these tight situations. It's usually we're watching somebody else on the team like Durka or Doma or Magnum kind of flying around. With the Quiet Viper, info grabber here, Phantom in hand. Definitely able to make this play as Mystic loves these kind of intense situations.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, using the orb to suggest that he's actually using the orb as a fake. And so Sentinel's not buying it at all, but it's very smart from Mystic here. And now possibly got to have the right timing, but Zoms is going to have that better timing.
Nice.
Mystic. I think Mystic played that extremely well.
बोनस भी निकल गया भाई.
अरे कैनी किधर गया कैनी?
नीचे.
क्यों?
पता नहीं.
कैनी को बोला क्या हुआ? 10-5 हो गया कैनी.
जेस्टॉर्म के साथ बैठा है नीचे.
तो ऊपर बुला ना अल्फा क्या बे? स्ट्रीम चल रही है एक तो बस बुलाओ ना ऊपर.
By Sentinels with a great win rate on that, and only 3 times by FNATIC. So well, teams have practiced it, and they've got themselves around it. It's much different in the stage game. You're seeing the comfortability of those 10 plays, of the consistent competitive testing that Sentinels was able to get here. Going through 10-5 now, as you said, Dan, and we're going to see another A strat coming now out of FNATIC.
Yeah, very fast push there up a ramp. Pressuring A.
Oh bhai.
Taking that away from Sentinels. Boaster actually picking up
पूरा
control. Oh, Shazam sprays through the poison orb. That's
जब तक 6 जिंदा है राउंड होता है.
Sentinels being held at bay by this poison orb just for the moment.
तेरा पीसी कब तक है तेरे पास?
Just enough to
है 1-2 दिन है देखता हूं मैं और बात करता हूं.
Positioning here for FNATIC. It's going to be a hard hold. That's a good start there from Magnum indeed.
Nice Viper's hit.
OP 3v3
Can
situation.
they throw a cam in there? If it's up, cam's not up.
Play around Sentinels,
Just yet.
game
It's gonna have to be
Sentinels.
the run and gun. Tens does have 2 blast packs and the judge if he wants to fly in. They find the right corner.
Oof.
The high walls of Valorant allow you to just draw your cursor down the wall, find the angles, and that's exactly how they find that kill in the Viper's pit. Now into the site.
Nice start by Doma, though. Oh! 2 quick kills with that
Doma,
Sheriff,
bhai.
and now suddenly Dapper's without any time here. There's no
Yeah,
time for him
around
to
here.
actually do
Huh?
this one anymore, and they're trying to get out of there. Dapper's gonna at least make a hurt, but no, Mystic actually denies Dapper.
Don't tell me
Will go
Ninja
down,
defuse
but
karega.
he got the kill on Dapper, and that's FNATIC with the 6th round now, and that's a really impressive round to win.
Doma's Sheriff is something else. Oh my word. He continues to come up with this. Magnum as well with the sneaky sneak. Says, hello, thank you. Gets a peek once and says, nah, you don't even get a second chance. Another headshot. Wow. Doma wins that round for the team. That was absolutely huge for FNATIC.
And that kill from Bosa with the Frenzy, how does he outperform, I think, a Phantom or a Spectre, even a Spectre at that range with the Frenzy. Unbelievable there. Really crazy that FNATIC won that round. And look what it's done to Sentinels. They're down to pistols here. It's just a bunch of Sheriffs themselves.
Lineup dekh rahe ho,
And a
lineup.
Frenzy. So we'll have to see if they can somehow thrifty this one. Shazam does have the Blade Storm. Couple knives out. Still looking for the kill. You'd want to see Shazam do what Durka did in the first half. Find that aggressive pick, dash away. That's what he's looking for. 2 knives gone.
अरे भाई
Can he find it with
एक
the last
एक
one?
बाकी.
Oh my god, it's this it's so intense.
They-
Shazam.
They
That
don't
one
want to
knife
give
could-
him the gimme that
could be
back.
everything.
Boaster says, push me. They're ready. So Boaster's saying, okay, we're playing with Shazam in mid. Everybody rotate deep back spawn all the way through where Magnum has been grabbing a bit of info. No push, no nothing. Might have heard those stars go down.
अरे खेलना ही retake है Sentinels
You can
को
see
भाई.
Divide gets put up towards the left side. This triggers what would be a B execute, but now they're about to hit A, and it's only going to be Zoms.
Zoms, though, he's actually able to take down somehow.
Okay, oh भाई निकाल.
Still 4v4 though,
अब भी
still
मार दिया भाई
a
एक
plant
पत्ते
here
को.
coming through for FNATIC. Still Shazam with that one single knife. Is he able to get a headshot with it? That's the question. And refresh those knives. If so, there's a real opportunity here for sure. With that jet. Trying to get
Please
that info.
backstab expect कर ले भाई please.
Like it. This is where all those days of watching Shazam in the range doing jumping 360 headshots with knights come into play right here.
Just needs that one frag. Oh! Did as well. The dash comes through. So whip doesn't matter. Go Shazam! Finds another. The updraft over the top here as he tries to find. Oh my God, Shazam! He's making this one work. It's down to Sick now. But there's just so little time here to get this defuse. Sick's gonna get the kill, but they're gonna make that one
OP
truly
Shazam,
hurt
OP Shazam, OP.
Oh, how does he do it? How does he do
Shazam
it?
OP भाई.
I don't know,
Shazam
but that's one of my
OP,
favorite things about a round of Valorant is 2 teams can win. I think Shazam won there for himself and FNATIC won the round. Damn, it's so fun to watch these games, DDK. What an awesome play all around. FNATIC, however, bringing it back a little bit closer for themselves to make this a punch-for-punch first map split. 10-7 as they close that gap. The last 2 rounds.
तो शज़ाम का अगर वो हेवन वाला कनेक्ट हो जाता तो
for them. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
Round निकल जाता.
Yeah,
Round निकल जाता और
did
क्या?
that ruined the economy of FNATIC. If
ये
FNATIC
देख
lose
Shazam
zero
को देख
round, then
पता
they're
है भाई
down to
लौंडा
a
कहाँ
save.
लगा.
So then that would have Sentinels effectively on 12 rounds. So that huge round here.
Shazam मिले कि हमें पता है बेटा तुम कहाँ लगाओगे.
We
सब
get
पता है
a
हमें.
Trailblazer actually sent through to be there for that information. Also to suggest to Sentinels that there might be some aggression towards B. There's actually 2 players on B anchoring it, and only 1 on B heaven. So no mid presence really at all here for FNATIC. Sorry, for Sentinels, I should say.
Right. Slowly walking it out, making sure nobody comes down at least. But that's about it. They will start to push up slightly. They want to grab a little vent control to make sure the rotation is theirs. Also, being pushed this far up as well, excuse me, for Zoms, you get a lot of info, a little audio cues, footsteps, people leaving A heaven. It means a lot more. You don't always have to be shooting people. Your positioning on a map can just deliver you so much information. Now you also have Dapper in that situation, event, and they're waiting to get this play. As Shazam gets himself pinged out and found out. Is going to be opping on that defensive side with the operator, though. Said he might shy away from it, but nope.
Oh my god. That's delaying so much. Those smokes, you can't really push those smokes. And they're going to have to go towards A here to try to sell this as a fake to at least try to make the entrance to be easier. And there's no time here. There's no time. They've got to try to plant this one. The trade does come through.
They're going to get it.
Deny Sick. And indeed, with half a second remaining, they pick it up. And now Sentinels have to retake, but they do have this upper position. However, this lurk from Boaster could be everything. If he times it correctly. Can't be too quick, can't be too slow.
Oh, Boaster.
It's a delicate dance. And he's gonna absolutely nail Shazam. One more player to go, and he can just try to pressure here. And then comes his teammate Doma in for the assist. And then that leaves it on Dapper. Dapper is not looking good from this spot. There's the tap, and Doma finishes him off. Fantastic defense there of that spike from FNATIC.
Was that round 18? Round 18? I am keeping that in my head. Holy FNATIC. Literally.
Comeback or what?
Sentinels in their own defensive strategy. Look at Doma. What is this? That was orchestrated perfectly by FNATIC. To just be waltzing around Sentinels defense, and they're still wondering what's going on. That is FNATIC turned on. The momentum is there. Let's see what they got here coming into round 19.
Yeah, we talked about how losing that round for FNATIC would break their economy. Well, the reverse has happened. FNATIC have broken Sentinel's economy, really. They're stuck on pretty crappy weapons, except Dapper, who does have the best gun in the game, of course, in the judge. But with that said, we'll see if he's able to use it here, because FNATIC, what you would want to see from them is teams at all levels really should have an anti-eco, anti-force buy strategy that is specifically designed to deal with buys like this. So you maximize your own strength with the rifles and the superior utility and armor, and you minimize the strengths of your opponents, which is usually the numbers or playing close angles. Or these are the spots where they're going to get kills. So see FNATIC now looking to close towards the A site, but that is actually where the most defenders are at this point.
Again, Viper Wall off-site for what they want to do. Activating the smoke over on B currently. That's what Boaster just did. Activated the Heaven smoke as well as they hit A with all those Astra Stars, and now Shazam's going to start him off.
That's a good start as well for Zoms, actually, as he's holding backside still. That's a spike down as well, so the true intentions the evidence is there. Now going from the rapid way around, Dapper just causing problems, man. Still takes down Sick. Does not care about Dapper's cam shenanigans, and it's all up to Dapper, and he does not have the tool for the job. Boaster nails him, and that's the round for FNATIC. Great anti-save there. This is getting scary now for Sentinels.
Absolutely, and this is what we said before. Boaster said it, I repeated what he said. We are a momentum-based team. And you can actually look at it off the play we just watched. They run around the backside. Sick goes, wait, what? He got hit with momentum. Yeah, they darted out a FNATIC player, but FNATIC knew exactly where the rest of the rebuttal would be from Sentinels, that they could run through the defense, and that momentum is giving them the agency to continue to control these rounds. Is it shut down, though? Is Shazam with one shot there? Durka comes in, takes down Tens. Is it another? Yes!
Durka just truly bloodthirsty there, charging his way forwards. Another dash comes in to try to keep that pace high, taking that B side by force. And Sentinels don't have too much at the moment. They're regrouping, but Sick might be able to find something as these FNATIC players scurry into post-plant positions. Have to get the plant first, though, and Sick is going to
revive that
angle, but it will just be Dapper left standing there now. As Zoms replaces Sick's position, perhaps, up on this high ground. But again, there's so many FNATIC players here. Spike now just being planted. Dome is going to hear everything. Oh, the cam tag comes through, and Zoms will get traded out. FNATIC It seems like they're doing it right here on split right now. We're 10 to 10. They
10 all, 10 all, 10 all.
Absolutely.
10-11
rounds coming in
Eco है तो मैं कह लग
They're
गया
hitting Sentinels with the 2,900 buy loss credits right now. So Sentinels are kind of stringing buys together. They can't really capitalize on any cash other than 200 credits they're putting in their pockets like Zom did right there. And it's going to be tough. This is when FNATIC knows I'm sorry, this one Boaster knows he can start stretching even more thin, or even thinner, I should say, in this situation. When they can start pulling agency to one side, Sentinels react a little harder, bite a little more, and Boaster and the squad are being able to use that rotation perfectly. Seekers are out for this one as they're guaranteeing themselves a little bit of advantage.
Yeah, such quick space you can gain with the Seekers going in front of you there, and FNATIC once again running the same play here. Durka charging his way forward. Not too much here for Sentinels to defend this one, as they are now stuck outside of the site. They've been locked out.
भाई पोजीशन देख.
Spike now free to be planted. Shazam's be spotted on the flank. Mango's going to be very cautious. He doesn't go down here and give up that Phantom. It's almost better to stay alive and just keep Shazam on that frenzy than risk the engagement. Oh, wow. A little alcove there. At Viper's Pit, too. They are trying to lock this in.
And remember what I said about Icebox, is that they will use Cosmic Divide and Viper's Wall almost simultaneously. That with lockdown things, they love to do it. On Haven, they'll do it as they run up to the site and just slam it down. Cosmic Divide goes up, Viper's Pit just grows through it, and you're like, oh, by the way, we have something to get through. So the Cosmic Divide into Viper's Pit is a tried and true FNATIC love there, and they successfully grab another round with that strategy.
And now FNATIC are in the lead.
Yep.
And we are coming toward the final rounds, the final moments of map 1 in this best of 5.
भाई इनके पास बाय था.
हाँ.
तो इन्होंने ज़्यादा थोड़ी स्पेक्टर और मार्शल में इन्वेस्ट करा. सिर्फ इन्वेस्ट करा था शिट के पास इतने पैसे कहाँ से?
अरे शज़ाम के पास ये नहीं है, शील्ड नहीं है.
The ground they're giving up means FNATIC is on the front doorstep when they're starting the attack. And that has not been an adaptation Sentinels has changed to just yet. FNATIC saying thank you so much, we'll take the room. Here again anchoring towards A with the spike for FNATIC. And we'll see if they can get some info here. It is a bit of a stack towards A, so we'll see if this plays in Sentinel's favor.
Yeah, Sentinel's trying to mind game FNATIC here, just as you say. Sentinels gets that kill in mid, but there's been so much success with fast mid B splits. Sentinels are like, we don't think you're going to do that again. And they're actually, as you say, very well equipped to hold this push as it comes through. They'll give up a ramp, but still, what's the position? Oh, a tiny gap for TenZ. Whoa! Find that frag onto Magnum. And now there's 2 more. FNATIC are in a very, very difficult position. They have to figure out, okay, we can't fully commit to the A site. They're going to try to rotate, but it's going to be a fake. And it has to be because Viper couldn't be with them. Mystic couldn't, with the spike, be with them. So they have to sell this one by getting kills.
Sick and Dapper have not moved. Sites are being anchored on both sides now. FNATIC is pinched.
Oh my god.
A great shot onto Shazam as the Poison Orb comes up.
It's the width of the showstopper. There might be a few magical elements coming together here for FNATIC, but Zom's backside will shut it down. Goma, I don't know if he's gonna have much time here. There's the peak, there's the delay. It's gonna be impossible thanks to Damon's position. Sentinels tie up the score 11 to 11. That was crazy.
I haven't seen much from Zoms this game, but you know when he's tucked into the back of a site, he's good for 2, he's good for 3 there, picks up a big frag. I don't even understand how you see this TenZ. Picks up a kill there, and great job by Zoms at the back of the site.
सही बात है भाई, वो TenZ को दिखा कैसे वो छोटा सा दिख
रहा है. That was 6 in a row. Until Sentinels was able to stop the bleeding right there. They bring it back into their favor, but the bankroll from FNATIC is there to the end of the game. It does not matter.
And Shazam's in this mid peak, this rose peak, but denied by the Astra smoke. And it's a very slow pace here from FNATIC in this default. After a bunch of fast paces, medium paces, they're just showing absolutely nothing. Oh, Shazam though. Will peak at the right time, but doesn't land the shot. And FNATIC now have that delayed mail control.
They're doing a bit of a rotation game. Yeah, Tens wants to get out. They just shot for Shazam there to pull towards Tens because they don't think the operator's going to come out of vents. What a play by Sentinels. It is FNATIC in the site already, but here comes Tens.
Oh, they don't have any idea about Tens' position. He's going to take down Durka, the trace through from Magnum, but it's up to Shazam. There's the updraft, pushes forward. Shazam can't make it work off the second right click.
Nice.
It's up to Dapper and Zoms to hold this one off.
Beautiful shot.
It is, and that leaves Zoms. Zoms' position to spray! It's not great! Mystic locks it in for FNATIC. 12 rounds. FNATIC could be in on an upset in this first map. Again, I can't really emphasize it enough. This is a map that on paper you would expect FNATIC not to be winning, and it didn't look like they would at the beginning of this. In the first half, it was all Sentinels, but right at the end, it's looking like FNATIC are ready to close this one down.
अब overtime करेंगे.
I'm really glad you brought that up because this will basically flop what the map choices look like.
Tens को देख.
Surefire map for Sentinels.
Wait, what?
With the
Buy
way
दिया,
they
किसी
came
को buy
in on
दिया.
the times it was
ये
played,
confidence
the
में खेल रहा
practice they
लड़का.
would have
ठीक है
had,
भाई,
and that
सही
boot
है,
camp
सही है,
for
खेलने दो.
FNATIC
बहुत
Sick को देख, sick को
paying
देख.
off. Competition practice or not,
Buy
they're
दिया
able to
उसने
keep stringing
सबको.
together these wins here and figure out
अबे
what
sick
needs
को
to
बात
be
कर रहा
done
हूँ, sick की.
हाँ,
to
sick
win
ने
the
भी buy
rounds no
दिया
matter
है.
what. I think that's one of the things
देखना,
that makes us
Shazam
so
Dapper दोनों
excited
को buy
across
दिया
the board
crucial
to watch
बंदों
these
को.
teams is the minds
हो गया
behind
बेटा
the
तू.
teams always making it work in the toughest of situations. Here we have round 24, possible game point for FNATIC. No real ground has been gained just yet, and Sentinels still have Spike down.
Cool वाला cool. तुम बहुत late हो भाई.
तुम बहुत late हो. Ghost तुम बहुत late हो.
आप पता है
That's okay
ठीक है
because his
मैं
teammates have
Twitch पे
certainly
देख
been
रहा
doing
हूँ.
a really
मैं
good
Twitch
job.
पे आ गया हूँ तेरे से मंद.
मैं भी Twitch पे ही आ रहा हूँ.
For now, but Tens' peak could mean a lot. We know what he can do with the Sheriff. And
Oh!
straight to his crosshair goes Boaster. That's a weapon for Tens. There's no one to really protect that.
नशे.
Tens doesn't know that, and here comes the push to FNATIC onto that B site.
घंटा.
Revive कर यार.
हाँ, किसको revive करेगा वो?
Oh my word.
हाँ, Shazam revive हो सकता है.
2v3 here.
3v2 situation.
For FNATIC, now just down to Doma.
OT!
Sentinels looking to bring this
OT
one to an overtime. But Doma,
चड्डी
maybe he can still deny it. He has the spike.
नहीं
There's the
OT
bait,
कर भाई OT
and
कर.
it's going to work for Sentinels.
OT भाई
This grand finals is
बहुत अच्छा खेला
overtime.
attack
भाई इससे बढ़िया मास्टर्स हो नहीं सकते ग्रैंड फाइनल्स.
भाई पहला ही मैच है और
पहले मैच में OT मैच.
Look it up there. I think you got 2 triple doubles. It would be on the side of, I think, FNATIC.
Sentinels का पहला OT है by the way.
And if we do, everybody is putting in work right now. And we see the end of this round coming through. So, we break it down now to the overtime rounds. Everybody's going to have full util, full guns. We'll see if we get the naked op in there. That's just the purchase of the op. You're not going to get anything else.
अच्छा Zoms ने मारा था. वो दे उठ के मारूंगा मैं.
Doing a two-step. Doing a two-step. So, no operators coming out. We see
के फेंक के मारूंगा चप्पल यार. ऐसे लग रहा है.
favored with few Vandals in hands for those one taps. We'll see what the angles are here. The Viper walls over towards A. FNATIC is on defense to start our overtime round with Sentinels on attack.
एक चीज देखी Sentinels
Durka. Oh, gotta be careful. The dash comes through.
Attack वाला.
Gravity well will be expended there. That was there to try to catch any aggression from ropes. Of course, Durka's able to escape. And so that's an early victory here on map control for Sentinels in this round as they force Durka away. But Durka is rotating through to B Heaven.
वो अब draft है खाली इसके पास और कुछ नहीं.
And Sentinels, you know, there's a lot that they can do here. They can pressure ropes. They can try to take B Heaven.
Okay.
Heal comes in.
Oh!
One of the Vandal one taps
Tens
coming through.
OP.
Goes down. First blood going to Tens. Ghoster looking to get set up here by Doma, but they have to watch 2 positions. They could be in a bad spot as another Nebula goes up, and they're entering B.
Oh, that's a pretty damn good flash, and that's going to be enough to punish Tens. Mystic will try to swing through, but unfortunately for him and for Doma, they can't make that
30 seconds left.
that defense work out.
Nice round, nice round, nice
so
attack.
many players left to deal with.
Magnum.
Ice Orb coming
Low.
through.
They're going to throw the kitchen sink at him.
Yeah, there's not a lot that is left to be done there for Magnum. And that's Sentinels
closing
out the first round of overtime.
चलो 2 का वॉचिंग आ गया भाई, क्या कर रहे हो?
मैं कब से देख रहा हूँ, मैं देख रहा हूँ.
So far, what a last few days of play. And honestly, really showing why he belongs up here at this caliber of play. It's been something else for him. And on the Sentinels, on the things that aren't really able to get the utility ability kills, he's still putting up a lot of frags for the team, and it's really, really awesome to see. 13-12, game point now for Sentinels on your first map of the best of 5 here in the grand finals. And it looks like as FNATIC go to attack, they will be leaning towards that B side. Anchors on mid and at A.
Yeah, and I really love the ice orbs. I just love how they use it at the beginning of the round. It would slow down FNATIC's aggression there. They would have to use a little bit more utility because when that ice orb is up, those defenders could be in more forward positions, so you have to take more care. It's a very, for all the poker players out there, very plus EV, plus expected value on that ice orb, given that it only costs 100 credits. And you'll probably draw out more than 100 credits of value from the opponents just to clear those spots you could be in.
Look at this, 1 minute predicted. Slow orb possibly to the right side. And they know there's a decent amount of commitment now coming over towards this A. Spike, however, has back to B. Sick goes down as he does the same spot. And Durka uses that to his advantage.
Durka, he's just, look at those reactions. Those are Azuma reactions right there, to be certain. Now Dapper backside here, looking to do what he can to try to hold this one off. He's just going to have to try to delay, try to hold on to the backside control, buy time for his team. Is there now, able to help Dapper as that wall goes down. And this is beautiful, just enough time bought there by that cage. And now Shazam swings in. Sentinels fantastic. And that's it. Sentinels will win map 1 in overtime. A huge save from Sentinels. Again, that's going to be a massive sigh of relief from them. I think they would have been sweating had they lost this first map.
That's exactly what they are showing us. Sigh's relief, and I love that you brought that up because the way FNATIC are so hungry, that is not going to be able to happen again from Sentinels. It took going into overtime and resetting the game. Dan, I feel like if there were more rounds to go before we saw an overtime there, FNATIC were just going to pull away enough to take the game. But the game was so close, punch for punch, the rounds came back. And we can see the discussion going on. I mean, they're not mad. They're not angry. That is one of the first times we've seen FNATIC leaving the stage, instantly discussing what they were going over.
Yeah, and honestly, that is the best possible way to lose a map in this grand final because you're playing it against Sentinels, definitely a team that's going to be leveled up by individual confidence, and to have a very, very competitive map really push them to the limit, that's going to be the best case in terms of keeping their confidence in check and making sure that you as a team feel like you have the confidence. Now, if we look at that game as well, Durka struggled to have the impact that normally you would want to see from him on FNATIC, but his team still did a marvelous job keeping that competitive. So, with that said, with map 1 going in favor of Sentinels, we're stepping away for a short break. When we come back, FNATIC fight back for the trophy. See you after this.
नहीं है भाई इसके लिए ओले
मेरे को एक बात बता, अपना फेनेटिक या इसमें से कोई ये खेलता है क्या बोलते हैं अपना ब्रीच खेलता है क्या इसमें अपना बाइंड पे?
नहीं,
बाइंड पे नहीं
तो बाइंड पे कंट्रोलर खेलता है ये।
बाइंड पे इनिशिएटर कौन है दोनों टीम का? सोआ
बोस्टर तो ब्रिम खेलता है। स्काई कौन है? टोमा और वो तेरा
दोनों स्काई खेलते हैं, ये नहीं खेलता क्या अपना सोआ? नहीं खेलता
ये सोवा इसमें है तेरा सेंटिनल्स में सिक, या फिर वो खेलता है तेरा शज़ाम। दोनों में से कोई सोवा खेलता है। ज़ॉम्स एस्ट्रा खेलता है, डैपर वाइपर खेलता है।
बढ़िया था मैच अच्छे से।
कौन बैठा वीसी में?
नहीं पता भाई, देखना पड़ेगा।
भाई
क्या हुआ?
हेलो, कोई बोल रहा था स्प्लिट जीत देंगे। नहीं
मैंने कब बोला कि स्प्लिट जीते? नहीं, किसने बोला है गोस्ट?
अरे यार अल्फा यार सब लोग अलग अलग क्यों देख रहे हो? ऊपर भी एक अलग से चल रहा है।
पता नहीं भाई, नहीं पता।
पूछना जरा जाके।
क्योंकि बाइंड इज अ स्ट्रांग मैप ऑफ फैनाटिक।
हाँ स्प्लिट का किसने बोला?
किसी ने भी नहीं।
हाँ देन
तो भाई बट फैनाटिक तो पहला हार गई। हेवन तो
नहीं
जीतते रही फैनाटिक।
I'm just saying something.
Yo.
The thing is, Sentinels were highly favored to dominate. Does this seem as domination, bro?
भाई ये क्या लॉजिक हुआ?
नहीं मतलब ये वही है ना। अरे सुन अरे गोस्ट देख, वही बात है ना, जब आपकी टीम जीतती नहीं तो आप उसको अप्रिशिएट करते कि अच्छा खेली, टक्कर का मैच दिया।
हाँ भाई, हाँ 13-0 हार के आई ना फैनाटिक। नाइस।
0-13 की बात नहीं हुई थी, 0-3 की बात हुई थी। 0-3।
इट्स ओके।
जॉय
अरे बाय द वे आज तेरे को पता चला कि नहीं कुछ में? वेलोसिटी गेमिंग और एफ वालों का मैच था आज।
हाँ पता चल गया 0-13।
हाँ घोष औकात पता चल गई उनको आज।
देख औकात पता नहीं चली रे, बताऊं?
हाँ
औकात पता नहीं चली रे, औकात पता नहीं चली। मैं बताता हूँ क्या हुआ। फूफू वालों उनके जो प्लेयर इधर उधर हुए ना, उस चक्कर में उनके लग गए और कुछ नहीं। अगर वो पुरानी टीम होती ना तो ले जाती।
नहीं बे नहीं।
अबे तू मानेगा नहीं जॉय, फूफू ने गॉडल को हरा दिया पता है हेवन पे।
एक मैप ना मैच जीत गए ना, पर बाद में गॉडल।
अरे भाई तभी बोल रहा हूँ,
सोच गॉडलाइक को वो वीक
देख जा, तू माने ना माने, अगर पुरानी टीम होती फूफू की तो मैच टक्कर का था।
अरे पर मेरे भाई गॉडलाइक के सामने जो खेला था रीदे उनका नहीं खेला था, एलिमेंट खेला था मंद। वो भी कैसा मेन टीम में लेगा? रीदे तो हमेशा उनके मेन टीम में था।
अरे यार
ऐसा बोल रहा नहीं खेला है गॉडल के सामने, एलिमेंट खेला है। देख जेट
एलिमेंट खेला है, मुझे पता है, बट रीदे नहीं खेला है। अच्छा नहीं, रीदे उससे पहले वाला खेला। हाँ बट कुछ भी कह तू भाई,
चेंजेस आते हैं टक्कर के मैप
नहीं कहना है, चेंजेस आते तो वो होती है दिक्कत है। सेटल होने में टाइम लगेगा बट हो जाएंगे भाई, अच्छी टीम है।
A public health nonprofit to design a free mental health advocacy guide for content creators, streamers, and moderators in North America. The guide provides resources, tips, and
FNATIC भाई,
top mental health organizations.
मेरे को FNATIC का गेम देख के बहुत अच्छा लगा भाई, बहुत अच्छा
भाई। 2-3 राउंड तो ऐसी बैंड बजाई ना सेंटिनल्स के, ऐसी बैंड बजाई ना, मैं बोला हार गई सेंटिनल्स। ऐसी बैंड बजाई ना, फैंस को तो रुला दिया। पहले
वो सब ठीक है, तुम लोग नीचे बैठ के क्यों देख रहे हो मैच?
मजा आ रहा है,
इधर मजा नहीं आ रहा है।
मजाक कर रहा हूँ रे। अरे सब बकबक कर रहे थे ना, बहुत ज्यादा ही कर रहे थे, तो मैं नीचे चला गया। तो एंगल भैया बोलता है चल मैं अभी बैठता हूँ। मैंने बोला देख लो भाई क्या है, तो पे आने ही वाला था वापस, तो बोलता बैठ यहाँ पे। मैंने ठीक है बैठ तो भाई, कुछ नहीं। भाई ये गाना बहुत मस्त है रे, वैलोरेंट मास्टर का आफ्टर मैच।
बट वो छोड़ो, जेस्ट्रॉम और घोष आज मजा आ गया ना वो हेवन के मैप पे। एक तो लिंजर डिफ्यूज, बाद में वर्ल्ड
साला फिनिक्स चूतिया भाई। नहीं थ्रो कर रहा हूँ, थ्रो ही कर रहा हूँ।
फिनिक्स ने मोड बिगाड़ रखा था, वरना भाई क्या मैच गया भाई।
भाई अरे सोच ना भाई, एक निंजा डिफ्यूज, एक तो साला वॉल डिफ्यूज भाई, व्हाट द फक।
अरे भाई निंजा डिफ्यूज भाई, वो चूतिए थे सामने वाले, मेरे को
बहुत बंदे। और ये भाई गोल्ड लॉबी है भाई, डिफ्यूज कर।
अरे फ्लैट लॉबी, फ्लैट
गोल्ड।
अरे सामने फ्लैट नहीं थे कोई भी।
अबे नहीं थे भाई, गोल्ड 3 का अपना फिनिक्स था, सारे गोल्ड 2 के थे सामने, हम दोनों ही फ्लैट थे।
मेरे ईलो की वजह से सारे गोल्ड के बंदे आए थे सामने।
अच्छा अपन दोनों फ्लैट थे मतलब।
तो वही तो बोल रहा हूँ मैं, बोलूं भाई ये बंदे।
पर डोबी गोल्ड लॉबी कब से ये गलतियां करने लग गए बे?
गोल्ड लॉबी करती है पहले से, अपने वाले ऐसे चूतिए हैं जो करते नहीं है। गोल्ड लॉबी पहले से चूतिया थी और है, तुम उस पर डाउट ही मत करो, वो तो है ही है। एक चीज देखना, हमारी स्ट्रेट गोल्ड लॉबी में नहीं चलेगी, कोई भी स्ट्रेट लगा लो। ये फ्लैट वाले बंदे भाई एम प्लेसमेंट और टैप पर बॉस पार पे खेलते, वो स्प्रे पे खेलते हैं भाई, गाड़ी मार लेते हैं, तो भाई वो सब तो छोड़ ही दो भाई।
ये देख माँ कसम फुल खुन्नस भाई, फुल खुन्नस।
One player who we talked about in the pre-shows having the best day ever, and his day seems to just keep getting better.
Let's go.
Putting in the work.
Yeah, Magnum's able to put up some serious figures here, and what was interesting, the kind of switch up, I mentioned that versus Team Liquid, he actually was tied up in opening duels, I think it was 12 with Durka. This time around, not so much. It's like the mid to late round where Magnum really reaches his peak, and that was when he was flanking them out and just harassing the back lines. It felt like if you push down the B side on the attack, you'll face Magnum, you'll lose a lot of players. But when FNATIC swapped to the attack side, you could not figure out where this guy was going to be. He just had so many impactful mid-rounds and trades. I really enjoyed watching him play. The big concern for me was Durka didn't really show up, and I mentioned, yeah, the attack side.
मुझे देखना है कि FNATIC कैसा खेलती है Sentinels के against.
But on the defense, he was not.
अरे मेरी पोकी माँ ने,
Yeah, undoubtedly.
भाई मेरी पोकी माँ ने Valorant देख रही है।
Difficult for FNATIC to overcome, Potter, was the way that Sentinels plays. They do not allow their opponents to have the easy frag, if you will.
Yeah, exactly, and we know how good all of these players are, but take a look at Shazam's positioning. He was in the ropes area, he sniffed out a potential collapse coming his way, and instead of going for the easy eco kills, he dashes away, he sets up a trap, and the Sentinels just mow them down. And this duel right there, another important factor. Sentinels, they're not making it easy for FNATIC to just find those 50-50 duels, find an opening tool. Anytime they get contacted, they're garnering that aggro, they're bait and switching, they're double peeking, they're doing a lot of clever plays that don't just rely on that headshot percentage to be able to convert these kinds of rounds.
Yeah, you know what? This game has been incredible, and it's already been game one. Only game one. We couldn't have asked for a better way to open up the grand finals here in Reykjavík. But for now, let's send it over to your casters as we get ready for map number 2. It's DDK and Rivington.
As we get ready, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go. River, you ready to go?
Absolutely. Can we play all the rest of the maps at once? Is that a thing? Can it be that wild? Okay.
Well, you know,
calm down a little bit, but not too much.
We're starting with binds, and then we'll get to the rest. And this is the Prime Gaming Agent Select, Riv, and off the bat, I am compelled to ask you, are you happy with what you're seeing here? Does this all add up?
Looking at Sentinel's squad, they got everything from the Raze, the Viper, to the Astra, to the Reyna, as we would expect. And I don't think we're seeing too much different on the other side. Solo, Brim, yeah, so we're good to go. We're good to go. Composition played 25 times by FNATIC. Tried and true. Coming out of the Prime Gaming Agent Select for them here on Bind. And Sentinels have been running this one for the last 4 plays, which kind of does span a bit of time. But I think 25 rosters of this Agent Select for FNATIC beats that out. And that might be why FNATIC is so damn good on Bind. Attack win rate 62%. Defense
Let's go!
62%. So it's like I said before, when you're looking at win rate percentages on maps for sides and whatnot, you're at your 54s, you're like, all right, that's decent. 58s, you're getting up there. Whenever it's over 60, you're like, holy crap, this team is doing something really good on attack. So let's see what FNATIC has. This is their map, this is their pick. We're in map 2, grand final.
FNATIC kicking things off with the attack. And Sentinels might bring the action to them here, looking maybe for like a swing, but will be falling back actually. The shock dust not doing too much. Close to taking a lick of damage, but the orb control is with FNATIC now. The wall is annoying to deal with. I'm liking the TP play coming through from FNATIC here, suggesting that they're doing a bigger rotation, but what does it really mean? You know, Sentinels are going to want to confirm this info with a peek on B-Long, and they just saw nothing off of the peek. So now that means that there's an advantage, there's a window, there's a hole here that Sentinels rotate into A because they think that this is definitely an A play. Beautiful fake from FNATIC, my goodness.
Well, I got Boaster in there doing the flex with Brim. He runs in there solo, runs back out. the wall gives him a bit more cover, and now it's a scramble. Shazam here on the outside. His shock dart, sonar dart has already been used, so they can't get that in. And now it's just going to be havoc being wreaked by the pistols.
The question is, what is there for the post plant? And that's the answer. We get those snake bite lineups. That's going to cause all kinds of problems. Mystic waiting for the perfect moment to shoot the next one, and they got to try to hold on here. Durka will do a good job there. Mystic, with that snake bite, able to take down another. And this is looking quite grim here for Tens. Last person standing, Durka. It's going to be able to swing with that Ghost.
Beautiful.
Make it look easy.
हाँ Ghost, hello.
And that fake was
भाई ये लाइनअप परेशान करने वाले.
just amazing. I can't really put it into words how
क्या
impressive it is.
अरे इसके वाइपर के लाइनअप.
Rounds like this
मैं बोल रहा अबे बाइंड में फनाटिक इसलिए स्ट्रांग है क्योंकि उनके लाइनअप्स बहुत स्ट्रांग
because they're in with only a few members. You still had 2 members of Fnatic over towards A, mainly Boaster as well, inside A, faking for even more. So all of the members that were at B had to do their job perfectly to make sure that was planted, make sure Mystic could get back. So they kind of handicapped themselves getting into B that round, still were able to make it happen. Great play by Fnatic here. Let's see what Sentinels can do for a second round against the Spectres.
And Fnatic with that opening, taking control of showers, picking up the orb. Of course, they are just against pistols, and they're well aware of that. You know, normally you'd love to have a way to get information as to where the stack is going to be, or you'd want to try to pressure something to really mess with the defender rotations. And I was about to say Sentinels being extremely quiet, not showing themselves. That's the only moment that a Sentinels player showed himself.
Smoker gaya bhai.
Headshot to kick it off.
Quick nade to the back, a little displacement is good. As Dapper gets rocked pretty hard here. So the sonar bolt comes out. I'll get it right one of these days. Beautiful job by Mystic, and it's just slow play. Don't go too hard, too close to the angles, knowing there could be a shotgun, there could be a sheriff. Play it from distance. And Mystic just setting up all the utility to make sure the plant is nice and easy.
Yeah, I like how he's done this. Very methodical. Dapper will get flashed. That's information. They know one is towards that elbow position now. So, oh my god, Sentinels. They definitely have some aim with that Sheriff, but the Spectres still look to be strong enough to hold this site. Tens is still alive though. Oh my god, Six just running in and spraying through the smoke. That will be Fnatic closing it down. 2 players surviving, so Sentinels did do an immense amount of damage somehow, but very well played from Fnatic.
Kind of like what we saw going the other way. It's like Icebox first few rounds now on Bind, but flopped for Fnatic. Getting a good amount of frags, getting fragged on. And we will see Mystic starting off nice with a bit of money in his hands. So CC has 300 or 3,000, 3,400. So really good money starting now. Doma loves to go for that Phantom real early. Him and Magnum are going to go ahead and buy that to make sure they have a bit of hold here versus, a bit of attack, I should say, versus Sentinels. And a quick play towards Showers. So Sick grabs the info that no play for the orb just yet, but utility, double utility, expended towards that area already.
Yeah, it seems like not much coming from the util there from Magnum on that Showers position, but a retake from Fnatic regardless of this position. Contacting in, which is an interesting look at things because, of course, you know, right now Sentinels, we talked about this before, Sentinels are pretty happy to play fairly passively and with limited information. They have B-long information right now, so we'll see exactly after that recon dart how Sentinels are going to respond here, because that's their last bit of information, is that recon, and Fnatic are looking to really slow this one down.
It's going to be a shower push, a few more guiding light from Magnum, and then the hit. A little drone goes in. So I think Magnum is just going to be the real late lurk here. Fnatic's going to be looking to possibly teleport to him, and Magnum can clear the site, but that's been cleared off. This wall and the way Tens is playing is not allowing that strat to happen.
No.
Now they go. Now they go.
There is just so much to say about that, but here comes the push. A quick switch up. They're going to be holding on to this choke point right now. Fnatic, I don't know if they can get through this. A whiff paint shell, but they still can't get through that choke point. They're not going to have time to do this one. They have just simply run out of time.
Oh my word.
My God.
Dan, this
Viper.
Exactly. That Viper wall Now we see what it does. Whether or not TenZ is standing there, the initial strat to want to TP or know if that TP area is safe is now real muddy. And we saw that. The play was to go back over to Sky on the other side of the map. But since TenZ can own this area, that doesn't happen right away. It stalled the strat at a perfect time. And FNATIC was left kind of scrambling at the end of their own, not knowing the Sentinels were going to pull that off. So we see that Viper wall again, and now we know exactly what that little corner it does by the teleporter provides, just in a mental game for Sentinels.
I get a, I was going to say, somewhat of a battle here from FNATIC for Showers. More of a concerted effort from Sentinels to take that Showers control. But they will give it up. Sentinels not really interested to actually fight over these positions. They just want to force FNATIC to expend utility themselves, to slow down FNATIC, to keep FNATIC guessing. You know, is Sentinels pushing this? Do they have a player here?
Right. And you would think the answer is yes, because you're playing against Sentinels, right? So the dynamic and the game change that they're also providing and not pushing is causing FNATIC to have to move the chess pieces around a little more. Something they're used to. Not going to be too much of a problem. That's why we're getting such damn good games out of this.
There's
nice.
two Astra Stars there on short, though, to try to block this push. Do Sentinels have enough stall here? I don't think that they are going to be able to stall this one out, especially given the Seekers coming through here as well. Big effort, and the orbital strike is going to be popped as well from FNATIC to truly take control of this site, but they're still struggling. TenZ with a peek around the side of the smoke is keeping this effort from Sentinels alive as they swing onto the spike. FNATIC holding on, though. A 4 versus 2 advantage for them at this point. The recon dart sent flying, but it really seems difficult here. TenZ needs to find that first magic kill to start setting the action into motion. He does get it, but he's going to lose Shazam in the meantime. Heal comes through, and Doma with the peak. FNATIC closing it down 3-1 now.
Really nicely played.
भाई teabagging चालू हो गई बे.
You know, we see
बहुत
TenZ
होती है
coming in,
भाई,
missing
ये
that
तो start
nade.
ही हुआ है.
Sorry, Sick coming in, missing that nade. It would have been actually very big to get in the shower. So a few mistakes there on a Sentinels kind of retake. Sorry, yeah, defense retake. I'm just getting back and forth now that we watch the replay there. But it always changes you when you see the name switching from red to blue in a replay because of how the players see it. But yeah, seeing that nade come back over and not be able to get into the site was huge. Great utility usage by FNATIC at the end of the round. They're up 3 now on their own pick, or up 2, I should say, with 3-1. So we'll see if they get this long D play to work once again. The wall is still there, played from Sentinels.
Yeah, this is a very fast... Oh my god, TenZ is going in!
Oh dear.
With the Empress, he's unable to find it. It's such a smart move, but the timing isn't going to work out. The Showstopper will deal with him. And this isn't a really interesting for FNATIC. You know, they have the ability here to actually just keep the pressure up but not commit. Shazam taking down Doma. I'm not sure if that changes things here. 1 HP there for Durka. And there's the Showstopper coming through from Sick as well. So many weak players here. Dap will finish off Magnum. The trade through to Sick. The question is still whether or not they're going to commit to the site, and there is the answer. The quick switch up through the TP to that A attack, which is where Zoms lies in wait.
Zoms always the anchor. Always good for 2.
Welcome to my world.
Timing here from Zoms.
This should be the walk-in. Nobody cleared his right. He actually just fires in. So Zoms gives himself up. And there's the TP. Knowing one more was coming, that's going to be the Vandal for himself. And we'll see if Zoms can have it. 39 HP combined versus the 42 of Zoms. It's a one-shot on each. A collat if he hits it. And they're going to spread out for this. Viper bites there, but he's going to play elbow. Mystic is not in position for that.
This is so completely doable here for Zoms. Oh, especially like that. Durka does not hear any of the
all he has to do is
cues.
tap it. I wonder if there's a relay from the team of the HP here. 34 feels like enough to take a headshot, but he does have 150, and a tap and go is what he needs. There's the tap. Oh, it's a bounce from elbow! And he thinks it's from long! Oh, Mystic, you 5-head man! Oh my word, what a play!
Yeah, Tom's really needed him to have no snake bite available to win that one.
Oh,
Beautiful
I
play
thought it
from
was
the stick.
unavailable from that position. He would have to
नहीं
peek
होगा तो
out,
Spectre
but
में
he
खेल लूंगा।
doesn't. And literally sends Zoms for a little ring around the rosy there. What a play. What a well-deserved round for Fnatic there.
Yeah, so awesome to have multiple lineups for that.
अरे पैसे हैं।
Very, very smart.
Oh my god.
KJ
You love to see it. You love to see
so
those.
great. And that's Fnatic 4-1.
तू खेल रहा है क्या?
And it's looking like a
Ghost तू खेल रहा है?
They're on a half buy.
एक मैच खेल के जा ही
A
रहा हूँ
couple, a judge. Some's of course saving the vandal.
क्या?
And 3 sheriffs. So not to be trifled with this setup here from Sentinels. We'll see if they can make anything from it. Durka has the Hunter's Fury. No ults available here for Sentinels. Ooh, Som's taking it to the face.
Quick chomp there. 2 down now. Dapper coming in with that judge. He's got a bit of work to do. He's in U-Haul trying to win it out right now, but we don't see Fnatic wanting U-Haul. They'll throw up the Viper wall for that, let it be pushed and let it be pressured, and then they're like, yeah, fine. Does U-Haul really need to be taken if we defend it? We'll find out what that answer is. No, right now. And 5-1 as Fnatic move forward. It's something I've noticed more and more. U-Haul's kind of become this thing where we have to take it. You can't plant. And now it's like, we'll fight them from there. Let them choke themselves up in U-Haul. And the round really doesn't revolve that much around it anymore.
Yeah, if you have the right positions to deal with it, it's
right.
Can definitely mitigate that loss. And we go into another buy round here for Sentinels, who certainly are currently all aboard the struggle bus. We'll see if they're able to get off of this next stop.
Just doesn't seem like they can adapt and come up with that regular Sentinel way of shutting down a strat. I think it's because Fnatic's not really setting a precedent.
Oh no!
Doing. You just get that out of sick. That's what you need, though. Oh my word.
Oh, it always feels bad when you like get an opponent concussed, so, like you breach off that, and they just like hit you with that first bullet. That's pretty incredible there from Sentinels. What a start! They popped the Viper's pit as well on short. So here for Fnatic, they're feeling like there's no other answer than this B push. The brute force has to be what brings them over the line here. They'll get the initial pick, but they're quite tagged up, and Soms is going to be able to delay this.
Quick drone in. Shazam steals that. Looks like they'll be firing Hunter's Furies back and forth. Doesn't have to peek out. Oh, he gets the spam, though, as Zom keeps himself within the tub just perfectly on the Hunter's Fury. Now it's going to be Util flying into that hookah. Mystic have their work cut out for them. See if they can gain a few alt points here along with credits before they get pinched in. If they go one side here, they're only going to find Viper. That could be huge, leaving Sentinels out of position, but it looks like it's going to be pretty much a save here to see what they can do.
Yeah, it's such a difficult spot. It doesn't feel like there's any answer here for Fnatic. So you start to assess, okay, well, what can we do? What is the best result from what we have? And it's, you know, either a save or doing a lot of economic damage. The preference on the save, it looks like. You know, Fnatic are going to have a pretty solid economy. So, or at least I think that they should. We'll see the money maybe in a moment. But there could be an argument for them to go for kills to weaken Sentinels' money, but...
Right.
I'm sure if that was the case, then they would be doing that.
Well, we're seeing it kind of tip over into alt realm, right? You have, sometimes you'll get the first time we saw these teams play, it was a round 3 dueling Blade Storm from both Durka and Tens when they were on Icebox. So now we're into 4, 5, 6, we're getting to round 8, and you see more ultimates. You see them start to kind of string together, and that was Dapper being able to use the Viper's pit to just push the team to the other side of the map, right? So slowly, Sentinels is finding ways to secure themselves around by setting the pace with those ultimates. As we saw Fnatic doing that last map as well with Mystic.
95
Yeah.
See what they have here going in.
A couple of notes here is that we have both Seekers and also Strike available. Two great offensive ultimates there for Fnatic. So I'm sure they would be looking to try to find a way to use those here in this round if they can. At the same time that Sentinels have that information as well. So, you know, no one's playing U-Haul like some of these obvious spots. Just we're seeing the presence from Fnatic, you know, running that default, trying to make it look like it could be anything. Look at this. They go for a push.
At least the info to say they're not long, so maybe we can lean somebody else towards the other site. Right now, they're playing full Sentinels retake. You can see that here. It looks like they all actually might crush through the teleporter, use Viper's wall to then come through showers and route mid if they don't all rotate and lean back with the way Sick is about to rotate. So this wall that Viper has up, that Dapper has up, cuts off so many angles, creates so many pockets, and I wonder if that will be their TP through.
Look at this delay, Riv. This is an insane delay on short. This is going to cause problems here for Fnatic. They've got to get... I don't think there's anything that can deny the spike being planted over. The sheer immense delay has created a lot of time here for the rotation for Sentinels, and 6 in that U-Haul position.
45 seconds once again to get back over to the spike and get that defused. Nobody went through the teleporter. Here comes the Hunter's Fury to distract, to disrupt. And that's going to make only a bit of movement come out of Fnatic. They feel comfortable here. Sick grabs one in the little crouch right step and shot.
They're trying to fight from the back of short here. It's looking difficult. The orbital strike comes through to try to deny the spike, and it will do just that, taking down the diffuser. Zombs has to get these forward kills. The hold, the stick is
oh my god!
It's going to drop Dapper, and it doesn't look like there's time here for Zombs to win this one. Can't find the spray. It's Boaster all day. And that is going to lock in another one. A very close one there from Fnatic, but they do it nonetheless. 6-2 in advantage.
Clutch. Absolutely clutch coming in there from showers. What a flank. What a timing. Boaster on delay. Whether it's the Viper, whether it's the Mollies, whether it's the orbital alt. Oh my word. Boaster just playing super well there. Calm, cool, collected. And then a bit of hype. Coming into round 9.
On that. Look at this aggression though, Riv. In the next round, the Sentinels are looking to try to strike back here, just take initiative away. And they've done just that. They've got the early pick. That's a great opener for Sentinels.
Picked up. Shazam trying to get closer and closer to those ultimates again to make sure they have a way to stop Fnatic on these rounds. They're just out shooting now. The momentum has been gained. They may have dropped a bit at the end during the overtime of Split, but Fnatic from map to map are ones to be able to string that momentum together. 10's hiding in the same spot, except they're not playing the wall this time. So you kind of see the precedence they set off that play. 10's will only be there when the wall's there. Now it's an offing. And he hopes to be able to just kind of dismiss either way into the teleport and get himself to safety there. So interesting adaptation as they try to catch Fnatic off. But Fnatic's movement has just been so good. They're not falling for any of these traps.
Oh, dude, I was just about to say, such a good punish from 10's that angle is players will often think that they're safe once they've cleared Hookah to jump up there to spot backside. But they were baited into a false sense of security, and 10's gets that kill, and his teammates will do pretty much the same elsewhere on the map here. It's looking like a really great round here now, as Mystic is the only one left. Sentinels are going to be getting that flawless, unless...
10 seconds left.
Unless...
Oh! Hey, you got to hold one of the angles, right? You're always like, but what if I hold in the middle of the angle? Well, then you just have a less % chance to get to the right or left. So if you're on the right angle, you have a better chance. Prime Gaming Flawless. We've had a few come in through this map as I blabber on about random stuff. And 10's nicely opening that one up after a very quiet round. Both teams really stretching the info to see what they can get before they make something happen here. And a good pickup there, 6-3. You can see the stack of money on the side of Fnatic lower and lower, as they only got 1,900 coming into this round. 2,400 if they lose this one. So really only about $2,600, $2,700 with the win will be in Fnatic's bank account.
I love this from 10's. This is why 10's are scary. Very powerful in these positions where he tries to walk and find contact. If he hits that first shot, changes everything. And that early aggression is alarming if you're Fnatic. And I love this from Sentinels. They shore up now to defend this hookah position. Maybe after that long push, Fnatic will think, well, this might be easier to take.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, 7 HP. That's the paint shells, though. He's going down. And Tens is going to drop down. They anticipate it. And FNATIC play perfectly off of these opening picks, swarming the site, trading through. And it cannot be stopped.
Yeah, I question putting that many people in hookah with the Raze ult up, but okay, you do what you got to do. FNATIC absolutely took that one home. Oh my God, sick. Comes up, this nade's gonna enter the tube. He may be able to displace Boaster a bit as Boaster makes his way out. Satchel for the peak, and he's going with 7 bullets. Feels confident for a few tap-taps.
This is going to be a tough one. And it's not going to work out. Boaster takes him down. A lot to ask for there from Sick. Beautiful transfer, though. Great display of those individual mechanics that we know everybody in Sentinels has, as well as FNATIC. It's so juicy. We've got to look at it again, of course. Beautiful. I mean, the third one, I feel like he's winning that fight. If the peak.
Yeah, Boaster was like, wait, no. But yeah, I feel like Sentinel's kind of losing track of the fact that Raze had ult there. Obviously, there's a chance that, you know, we don't get Doma going hookah, but to stick that many people in hookah with an ult up is very, very scary. And Sentinels fell prey to FNATIC strat on that one towards B. It is going to be Spike down here. Sick in his return. Little medicine that he can deliver as well. And that's going to be a nice first blood on this round for him as Boaster gets taken down and can't grab any more info for the team.
And it's also difficult because Boaster, you know, he was one off of his orbital strike. And he has the smokes. You know, this is not the agent you want to be losing before being committed into a push. Oh, hello, Sick. He's going to get caught in a very awkward position there with the paint shells out. Dapper will trade at least. In goes the snake bite, but Dapper, he's got to get out of there. He's not in a position to hold that anymore. Tenso, with all of the utils still up on short A, is able to take advantage. Out comes the Trailblazer, though, but it doesn't look like anybody can punish that. Tenso gets the pressure on the planter there, and that's going to be a wrap. Sentinels, great recovery.
75.
घोष तेरा स्कोर क्या चल रहा है?
Let's see if we can get there. Sentinels will bring it back.
घोष
ओ भाई 7-4 गलत
नहीं घोष हेलो
over the molly, nice and quick, and then they held Cat. Oh my word! Just Doma flying through like a freight train. I love when these duelists commit for FNATIC and Sentinels. They are full in there. There's no hesitation. That's where we're getting some of these awesome plays from. Last round of your first half. Let's see what Magnum decides to go. He still goes to Spectre with full armor, Bulldog for Durka, and rifles on the side of Sentinels here. We'll see what they end with.
Yeah, we can see again that exchange to take control of showers for both sides. Typically, Sentinels, you know, they show light presence to commit, like to help FNATIC overcommit their util, and then here's the retake util for Sig. So, you know, who used more, you know, Sig's in a pretty good spot. He actually wants to keep pushing this one. He's going to go for the fight. Wow, Boaster's ready for it, and Dapper's there too, showing presence. So this, right now, what this also says to FNATIC is that there's a very limited defense on short, because there's 2 players that just showed themselves on showers.
Exactly, and taking Raze down is huge. Raze bind 2 things that synergize. Your nade can basically stop every plant that happens on that site. So now, actually, a lot of freedom is gained by FNATIC here, and they can take a lot more space without thinking that agency of paint shells will come flying down. Ooh, Dapper cleaned up Boaster as he fakes it once again. This is a lot like that first round or second round strat they ran.
Yeah, this was a fantastic fake. Pulled all the players out of the B side of the map for the B attack to come through. Lovely stuff here from FNATIC. Oh, Tense comes through though with a vengeance with that Vandal. Takes down Doma. Looking for more. The Empress is out there. He's very dangerous right now as Tense starts storming through. He is alone, of course, but again, very dangerous in any fight. Trying to make it impossible here for Tense with this post-plant utility. The Poison Orb, very hard to deal with. Snakebite comes through as well. And at a certain point, Tense has to get this halfway at least. Coming off a bit here, trying to bait out these players. They're just not giving it to him. They're playing this one perfectly, making it impossible for Tense. Very well done by FNATIC. You can't give Tense anything.
No, you can't. And you can see him trying to use every tactic that would be in a player's arsenal for that situation. Tapping the spike to draw someone out. Creating a fake firefight to draw someone out. And by that I mean you shoot your gun, kind of make the enemy believe you've made contact with one of their teammates. Nobody was biting from FNATIC. They played that super smart. TenZ was doing everything he could there. And like you said, you cannot give TenZ a thing in FNATIC.
And here we go, moving to the second half of map 1 in this grand final. They're going to flip the script here. And I'm curious what Sentinels will be able to accomplish here on their attack, whether they'll have a better time of it versus their defense. FNATIC's attack is very strong on this map. Very forward setup here on short from FNATIC. Love to see that.
So that nade they just threw, the poison orb, actually has no effect because there's such a push already coming from FNATIC. So FNATIC are like, okay, that orb's a fake. They're definitely going B.
Shazam! That's the nice
They're not
flick.
wrong.
That is a very good save. If that was a 2K for FNATIC, things would get very hairy very quickly. But look at how they're positioning here. Sentinels are all trying to take control on Garden and Long. Completely evacuated the sites. A couple players quite weak here. Mystic's also low for FNATIC, so this could really go either way here. Durka trying to get positional information. I think they understand what's going on right now on FNATIC. There comes the spam into the smoke, just on the edge of the smoke.
Wait a minute.
Stick from Boaster.
Wait a minute. They don't know where it is. Ping it.
Boaster's getting the stick, and that's FNATIC picking up the pistol. Oh no, Sentinels. Boaster, he's right on the edge there of that smoke.
Everybody was shooting at the middle of the box. Did they forget where they planted? That is not something that can happen. Great job by Boaster getting in there. Tuck and roll, gets himself in for the defuse.
क्या
Under
flick
pressure,
मारा
cutting
Shazam
that
ने।
wire in. What a play there. The identification that everybody was long with Durka getting a great owl drone in there, Boaster was like, okay, let's go for the smoke diffuse. Just fearless. Great job by FNATIC there. 9-4 as they pick up some pistol rounds. I'm sure the FNATIC fans are happy about that one.
Yeah, definitely. They're looking really good here on what I think in a lot of cases you could look at as one of their home maps. FNATIC are extremely good at this.
Home and away, yep.
And so, you know, you're expecting to see this confident performance. That said, TenZ has a Sheriff. He's going to creep out of showers in the forward position. He takes down one. Now it starts to get scary because TenZ is on a roll with the Sheriff as now Sentinels have more ground to work with, more space to start to take. It starts to get quite constrictive here for FNATIC. Not really many places to stand as they try to retake this. And TenZ is on these angles with his Sheriff. Finally, he'll go down, but has he done too much damage?
TenZ with the Sheriff, Zoms with that damn frenzy. I'm not sure how they do it over and over again. The stick in here, that's going to be a Spectre. Double Spectre coming in now from FNATIC. Dapper with the Ghost. Can he do just that? Cannot take down Durka. That's a jumping classic with a little bit of cheese on the end. And will they be able to protect this spike?
Yeah, this is looking very difficult. Zoms in the back as well. Sentinels.
Hi,
Great conversion there from them. Again, you're just getting that forward creep out of showers. You can see it right here. TenZ is in a position to punish as that utility comes through. And, you know, he's just so confident in all these peaks. Brilliant round there from Sentinels. And a needed round because FNATIC are really looking very good when things are going according to plan. So spicing things up a little bit, Sentinels.
They are. You're definitely trying to find ways in and around FNATIC's methodical play. They love to stay structured. We kind of said that in the first time these teams played, is that the way the Polish and the Turkish teams like CNED and the other really aggressive teams they would play back in Europe was through a few players beating them, like CNED going ham, able to just destroy that structure FNATIC likes to keep together. Here, they're not really letting Sentinels into that structure. FNATIC are still able to play their game, but with rounds like we just saw, you can see TenZ still makes something like that possible here. Sick and Zoms coming up big as this is that save round for FNATIC. And Dan, another thing to mention is, as we said before, Icebox and Haven in their first meeting, those pistol rounds went 1-1. So this is just kind of going the way of how these teams play. 1-1 on pistol rounds.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what you love to see, just making it as even as possible, even out the variance as much as possible.
Exactly.
And a lovely prime gaming for this moment here, particularly from Sick at the Ends. And that's ult charge. That's the showstopper now ready to go because of those 3 kills. And Tens also has the Emperor, so a lot of offensive power from the abilities there, ready to go for Sentinels.
And just a few rounds into the second half too. That's a lot of stuff to start with, and that's where you can start to turn the tides of the map. When you know the opponents are back on a bye round, but a win would throw them back onto an eco, you can go for the throat, you can use these ultimates, and we might just see the showstopper being presented here.
Yeah, the double satchel perhaps out there. There's already players here though. So the question is, I mean, Sentinels have no presence on the A side of the map. It does really feel like they're going to commit to this. That's a great opening pick there onto, again, a very important agent. That's the Brimstone gone. Sky's gone as well. FNATIC in a very bad spot. Look at this though, Sentinels. They're just holding their ground. They're cutting the noise. They're looking to force a mistake from FNATIC.
Deep dart from Sand there coming in from Shazam. They know that Pocket's clear and just a little bit around Pocket, but Garden has not been, they have not regained control there. So a lot of damage can be done from Doma. They do decide to use the showstopper to create more space. This one will fizzle out, but the intentions were there and the space has been made. Oh my word.
That was close. Yeah,
Still, you see what they're still thinking about, Dan, all the time. Any of us would have felt comfortable to plant, gone down, and the round go anyway, but the players are always ready to make a move.
It's such an interesting dilemma too when if you go back a little bit into the spot where Sentinels are sitting in that 5v3, and at that point FNATIC have to stack something or they have to split up, and so just by waiting, because Sentinels don't have anyone on the A side of the map, but nor do FNATIC. So by Sentinels waiting, they're still guaranteed the ability to maybe punish FNATIC if FNATIC try to push for info towards B. Sentinels will be set up to just mow them down. Or if it's the case that FNATIC split up, then Sentinels get an even stronger attack. And even if there's a gamble on B, well, Sentinels still have the ultimate advantage, so they're still in advantage. So they just give themselves more opportunities to be ahead by cutting the noise and waiting after these picks. Oh, that's actually such a gross kill to get through the bottom of the wood there.
Word. And kind of looking at these past few rounds as well, I should say looking at the maps we've seen throughout teams playing Bind here at Masters Reykjavík, is that Hookah wasn't always attacked throughout these games. It's usually the Rays. Things will happen, but we see Sentinels going there over and over, drawing some smokes, drawing some util. Last round it was 3 in there as they get pushed here through mid. FNATIC coming up strong with this eco. Actually, it's a rifle eco. Spectre there for Boaster and Vandals, Phantoms around the board.
Yeah, really aggressive stuff coming in here for both teams. It's like playing F-match at this point. Though it's just Durka and Boaster left now against 5 players. So certainly a grim outlook after the dust settles. And Sentinels are just sticking together. They're not putting anything to chance here, making it as hard as possible here for FNATIC. Ooh, with that said though, starting to get a little problem in Boaster, but he's going to get taken down. 9-8.
Knowing there's so much chaos there. Oh my word. I think what they went with was a low amount of util rifle buys, so they didn't hurt the economy too much, and a Spectre if you could, to keep the money kind of in place for the next few rounds and not fall too much to the wayside here. We'll see as they come out. Yeah, they still have quite a bit of money on their side. They are currently getting 2,900 for each win, so add that to the left side of all that credit score, 2,900 on top of that. So they'll be fine next round, but still, it's the Durka Marshall round, Dan. What can he put up for the team? Can he surprise him?
Yeah, well, we have a Showers control, and it's actually a walk all the way through for Durka, but he will get caught, unfortunately for Durka. I like the idea. But, Sentinels, they're just waiting, holding every extremity because they're looking for pushes, and they're going to find one on either extremity. Magnum on B long, and Durka on Showers.
Magnum has been putting a pretty hard precedent on pushing long. That's the second time he's been taken down. Zoms was able to do it with a Spectre earlier. So he's kind of playing off just a repeated motion there, which FNATIC seems to be falling into. Zoms has found it out. Now they push into sight. That U-Haul control is looked at, and it will be gained slightly by a bit of that Viper bite from Dapper. And now it's going to be the plant. Sick getting out of there with a little bit of toxic waste on his feet.
Yeah, Thames creeping through showers. Dangerous, very dangerous indeed. Able to finish off Doma, and he's not going to stop with that one. He's looking to bring it all home here in this round at least. And there we go. Sentinels closed it down with another Prime Gaming flawless for them. 9-9, all tied up here, and all of a sudden, it's starting to get scary. Just like it got scary for Sentinels.
डिफेंस में कैसे आग रहे अल्फा?
Scary for FNATIC as they lose momentum on their
वही हम भी
home.
देख रहा हूँ बेंचो.
And there's that push again. Zoms able to take care of. Obviously, again, this round being a bit of a save here. So FNATIC's going to put themselves out a little bit, push lanes, figure out what they can find, and use that intel. Unfortunately, there was a lot of Sentinels being ready for the push. And at 9-9, we have a tactical timeout here. We did say this would be a buy for FNATIC, but again, to recap, the econ at max loss credit, it's 2,900. So if FNATIC lose again, you can see Mystic will have 3,400, 3,600 for Boaster, and you're looking at 39 for that AK full armor buy, and then to add your utility in, so you're not halved in there. So you can see the pressure Sentinels are starting to put on through the econ game, through the map game, and starting to figure out FNATIC here.
Yeah, and it's crazy too, because, you know, so much of it came from Tens having that opening from showers oh so long ago with that Sheriff, you know, winning around like that, winning the thrifty situation. That changed things so much, because FNATIC was set up, you know, they won the pistol. They're set up to really set themselves into a strong opening on this second half. But now Sentinels have this huge string of rounds, and that's going to feel oppressive if you're FNATIC. Definitely a drop in confidence. So we'll see what they're able to muster as we get back into this one. Oh, looking like on the minimap, are we going to see anything, any aggression there towards B-Long? We might.
Not sure.
See, there's initial flashes. And certainly showers control coming through as well for Sentinels.
Careful here.
Let's get into it. Over to the right. Viper walls both on A, intersecting right towards the default spike plant. It's going to be, it's the first time they've had so many towards B, just kind of rushing it out. Is something, I think he might have a push through the teleporter from Raze here at the end. If Sick wants to do it, he may rotate back though. And it looks like it is going to be FNATIC setting up to retake this A site.
Yeah, that's big too, getting rid of that Viper pit and everything that was, you know, on that site. So now it looks really difficult here for FNATIC. They've got 4 players on this retake. Magnum is there from showers, but his position's known now. Yeah, this is a very difficult scenario for FNATIC. They're going to have to be...
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I thought Magnum's position was known because of the flash, but they have no idea that he's there, and that changes absolutely everything. 2 opening kills, the orbital strike! That's going to force one player out of position. Magnum has now spotted Shazam in the corner, and so it falls onto Shazam. He's going to go down. My God! FNATIC! Just because of Magnum having that position, that really threw everything. It seemed like I thought that they would know he was there, but hey man, it's hard to hear everything when there's so much happening.
Oh my word.
Amazing.
Able to pick those frags up, so nicely done. And if you can remember, what happened between the first interaction, or the first meeting of these two teams was Sentinels was picking up a hell of a lot of sprays through the smoke. So it's only right FNATIC, you know, puts a few under their belt here for this game.
I think Bosa with that pick as well got the orbital strike. I might be wrong, but either way,
absolutely huge.
It's, yeah, kind of crazy, but we'll see if that is enough to kind of tip FNATIC over the edge here. Sentinels still with a solid buy going into this round. They have that quick hookah control. We saw that in the previous round. But, you know, Sick was only here with the paint shells and the harassment just to, you know, really create that strong sense of presence, and he fell out of that position.
Sick tempting hookah right now. Yeah, continuously back and forth. This is the first time they really don't send a bunch of people into hookah. Now, as they start to walk towards. Different setup, however, for FNATIC on that defensive side. Easy bass pack into the teleporter if Doman needs it. But if there is a lot of sound towards long, he can activate Showstopper and clear that path out immediately. So darts are going in. A little bit of knowledge now to FNATIC
भाई
that
क्या ही
a
मैच
site
चल
hit
रहा है
may be
भाई
taking place.
Oh, sick.
क्या
Able
देख
to
रहा
take
है
down Magnum.
देख रहा हूँ
Really
देख रहा
like
हूँ
the garden and long
गलत
defense here
मैच चल
from
रहा है
FNATIC,
भाई
but it's gonna be
गलत
tough to
मैच
मारा
hold it.
भाई
It's a strong push coming through. Durka, that is a phenomenal pick to find, and he gets straight out of there as well.
कॉमबैक देख रहा है
3
सेंटिनल्स का
versus 4. The showstopper's out, but it's not going to be able to do anything at this point. Zom's holding the push against Durka. Durka walks straight into Zoms. The ever patient, ever methodical Zoms.
गोल कमबैक बोलते हैं
Now FNATIC, they're going to need a lot more than a methodical approach to make this work. 2v4. Sentinels looking good to tie the scoreline up here. It looks like the save is called. So one quick note, Riv, we heard from like this very small snippet of team comms we got from FNATIC was we heard Bosa saying at the beginning, I think after they won the pistol, he said that Sentinels don't really play the showers control. They don't really play showers, is what he said. And we've seen that a lot of the time so far, that Sentinels haven't really been putting too much emphasis around showers in the early portion of the round. And a lot of these rounds also, we haven't necessarily even seen FNATIC doing it.
Yeah. I think the showers game for Sentinels at this point is a mind game with the wall, right? They can go there. There will be times they are, but you're always going to see that wall. And that's what will slow you down in the first place, to wonder what options could be brought out, right? Could be somebody hiding on the left, somebody hiding on the back right. As soon as you clear the wall into showers, there could again be someone on the back left. And then once you get into sight, you don't have full vision. So it just adds a whole different level of Sentinels having to get in there. And it seems to be that the shower control just is not something that they want.
Yeah, and a quick note here, we have the Seekers and Showstopper available for FNATIC. FNATIC also have no money. If they lose this round, they're in trouble. Sentinels typed in the cheat code. They have full money. They have infinite money. They'll never run out of money for the rest of this match and regulation. So the pressure is hugely on FNATIC. They must convert this round. They've just used the Seekers for info. And so now all they have is the Showstopper. Look at the slow default from Sentinels again. They're just really sweating out FNATIC. FNATIC not moving a muscle. They have hookah control. They've got garden control. They're playing that 3-2 setup. 3B2A. Mid-run info with the drone. See nothing there, and the rotation comes through as a result, and there goes the push from Sentinels into A. This is a scary moment, Riv, for FNATIC.
Everything's a stall right now. Any utility coming out is just saying you cannot pass this choke point. That wears off. Mystic puts himself in a very tough spot to find a win from that fight. And now 20 seconds left in the round. A little toss over from Doma as he lost the the paint shells right over towards the spike. And it looks like they may have just enough time, but it is going to be very tight to get the spike down. Boaster with the classic, and he is going to be throwing the molly down on that.
10 seconds left.
They're going to grab the spike. Are they going to be able to get anything out of it? Yes, they take down Boaster. 10's wrapping around the corner, and Sentinels convert the round. And we talked about how desperate things will look for FNATIC on the money. We'll see just how bad it is, or is not.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how much they went into util, there's things you can do to save yourself a few bucks. But we will see. What a cheeky little play from Boaster coming around. But unfortunately, the flank was flanked. And that's all you can see about it. And there you are, you're correct. The money is just not going to be there. And we see setups already trying to come through a little bit for the side of FNATIC, but it's going to be Sheriffs and Magnum with a Spectre. He's a guy who's been putting up a lot of frags, so I can see that Spectre doing a lot of work here, even against Sentinels rifles.
Ooh, Bosa dodges the boombot there as well. And he's going to walk through the smoke to ask questions of this one. Really interesting, but because Bosa sees Sick falling back, that is very indicative that Sentinels will be playing more towards A. But now that he's been seen, Sentinels know that that's indicative. So they know that the rotation would likely go towards A. So now they can reset and go towards B. So it's adaptation upon adaptation based on what happens. Oh, 10.
And now to push forward. So that will cause a little bit of movement out of FNATIC. They don't really have a forward strat they want here. They're holding angles with Sheriffs, so it's still going to be very tough. Boaster there just with a sliver of health under the window, and if he even moves, Sick is going to take his beret right off. There it is.
And in the sight, Sick goes double satchel all the way to the back to claim the space as a reward from the pick. And looks like one by one, you know, Sentinel. I mean, you have to give credit to Sentinels how well they're playing this. Ooh, quick kill there. Mystic trying to get cheeky with the wallbang there, but Dapper will get the spike down in time.
Oh, that was close. Nice sonar bolt. Trying to hit somebody inside and outside. Sentinels pick up another one. Look at game point for map 2. FNATIC's pick. FNATIC with the higher win percentage here as well, but we've seen since split already, these teams are going to take each other to the last rounds no matter whose map it is, Dan.
Definitely. Absolutely. Fantastic matchup between these two teams. Certainly worthy of a grand final for the first ever global Valorant event. These two teams are making history.
वो पोस्टर का मुंह देख रहा बे
गांड फट गई मैं उसकी कहाँ था मुंह भाई कहाँ गेम हो गया मैंने क्या बोला भाई सिर्फ का अंदाजा है मेरे को
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Swap that one out.
भाई ऑफ लगा दी भाई
लगा दो खत्म करो भाई
Oh, it's gonna tag one. Oh, good over escape. He does manage to escape.
Quick jump.
Had to use the satchel indeed.
I think that Zoms is one of the ones that picked up the
Lord.
push will shoot you.
Just
And Sick gets
लगा
trapped in hookah.
Beautiful. Now with that pick, FNATIC, Sentinels rather, have to start gravitating towards the site and they have to push. They can't stay spread out here. Boaster looking to hold on to hookah, which is where Sentinels are trying to regroup. So I don't know that they'll be able to push hookah anytime soon with Magnum also helping here.
भाई केले क्या कर रहा है
Into the smoke for a flash play. It's been a little bit messed up here for FNATIC, and Magnum's gonna get sent to his death.
हक दिया
Oh, they messed the timing up
हक
on
दिया
that
भाई
one.
1v1 4v4 कर दिया
Oh, Boaster's trying to hide. He's gonna get the kill onto tens.
डैडी अपने बारे में खुद
Traded out,
गाड़ी
but
मार
this
रही है
is
कसम से
absolutely
बोल रहा
insane,
हूँ
and in the meantime, Durka has actually pushed into backside. They might not know that he's here. And the spike plant comes through. It's a huge bait. Is it going to be covered? No! The transfer from Durka is good to take down both. It leaves it up to Dapper now. He's got to just stick the plant straight away. They're going to respect that he might try to come off of it immediately, but he's going to get that plant going. And now it's the 1v2. He has to isolate these players. And Doma connects with the headshot to bring it in for FNATIC to keep their chances alive in map 2.
What a play, what a strat. It did.
अल्फा लॉर्ड है मुंह में आ जाएंगे फिर पूरा मैच खत्म होने तक देख देख के
फिर से ओवर टाइम है फिर से
वो फ्लिक देखना भाई वो भाई
वो गलत था ये
pressure down on the site so the team could make that decision to rotate.
नहीं वाइपर पे भी अगर बराबर क्रॉसर जाता था ना वाइपर भी गई थी
Shots for the rest of FNATIC
हाँ
came through. Are we going to another overtime? 2 maps in a row. We're going to find out right here. Is this round will tell us.
The insane gamer, so जाओ Sen ही जीतेगी. Let's see insane.
Boaster along with a Viper's pit.
नहीं रे FNATIC नहीं जीतेगी.
On the other side for Sentinels.
Sentinels जीत जाएगी.
Yes, a pretty
Sentinel या FNATIC, let's see.
Sandy
भाई Sandy
to actually play retake
100%
with
Sandy
the orbital strike
जीतेगी.
and the Hunter's Fury, so that might impact how they play the setups. You can see Boaster's much more defensive around elbow. They've got one player committed on the site. Sick is going to go straight into Magnum. That's a very good kill to find. Boaster pops out, takes down Dapper. The orbital strike comes through, so he can deny the push. The trades can't be there for Sentinels, but still, it's a 3v3. Still, the spike is in control.
Bye, लौड़े लग गए लौड़े लग
Tens, they don't expect it, and Tens is going to be able to hold this backhaul by himself.
Tens मारेगा Tens.
A 3v2 pivotal play there by Tens. The teleport's going to come in. He's going to be able to hold the site. The flash goes up. It's not going to matter. Dirk is able to take him out as the Lear goes away. Cosmic Divide is there. It's the last ultimate that's going to be available for it this round. No one has a chance to grab another. Spike planted default now. Durka and Mystic versus Shazam and Zoms.
Here comes FNATIC. Slowly edging their way forward. The tap of the spike, forcing out peaks, forcing out utility here. Sentinels, in a way, one of them is.
Double pick खेलेंगे भाई, double pick खेलेगा.
Shazam is blocked off by this. Again, trying to fake it out. And there goes the peek from Zombie. He had to peek in case of the stick. And now here comes the stick. Shazam trying to dance. It's up to Mystic.
भाई साहब भाई.
Going to another overtime here on map 2.
Oh my word, Dan. This is exactly why I wanted to see these map selections go through. It's just it would pressure each team. We would get an amazing series, and that's what's coming through right now. These teams are able to read each other in the final moments that they need to of each round. Back and forth, and we're going to another overtime here. It doesn't get any more even than this in a grand finals. Your first 2 maps going to OT.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. There's just so many. This is an unlimited amount of things to talk about, honestly, that are just very interesting. But we don't have time because we're straight into the action here between FNATIC and Sentinels. And again, this is FNATIC's home map, much like Split was Sentinels' map to win, that they had to win. Sentinels clinched it in overtime. Can FNATIC do just that here as well? Starting off on the attack.
Darts are out, a lot of control. That could be a great shock dart. A little bit more damage onto the side of FNATIC. Boaster down to 47 HP as Tens and Sick open up, and that's going to be 3 quick frags.
This certainly makes things very awkward here for FNATIC. Boaster's stuck B long. His cross to the TP's being held. He's going to go down. And Magnum, sure, Magnum has a spike, but and a minute to play with, but against 4 players with no teammates to speak of, it's very difficult, and you are going for it in an overtime, so we'll have to see what he's able to find. Interestingly, we're going to get Sentinels actually playing a 1-3. We'll get Tens moving across now to assist Shazam.
Little lean over now. They're going to be able to play the dart game as much as they want. As soon as they hear something go in, that's a dart from behind. Never mind. That's just Tens. 13-12. Is that one spread FNATIC a little thin off the entry? It just seems like as soon... we've only got 2 maps on this, and 2 overtimes to see it, but as soon as Sentinels have that overtime refresh, it's a different team than what we've seen for the past rounds that got us to OT. They just kind of come out firing, not even holding hard angles, and they just throw you for a loop. FNATIC could not find a way back in on that. Now, FNATIC gets to play the defense, and Sentinels has to come up with a strategy.
I think in general, whenever Sentinels are in overtime, again, it doesn't matter what team they're playing, I feel like they're an advantage in overtime. So they're a very, very good team in overtime.
Right.
But we can go into that maybe in more detail in a moment. But you know, getting back into this one here, FNATIC looking to keep themselves alive in this second map. It is the best of 5, but again, they really need to win this bind. Dapper with his patented jump peaks.
A lot of util considering they would try to hide here. That was a drone as well that came in. They may have figured that drone got shot by somebody on the right, but it was shot from backside, I believe. So nade and shock bolts are out. Boaster to drop Sick right there. Beautiful wall into hookah.
Yeah, trying to get info there with the flashbang. Dapper reclaiming the position, spotted now. That's gonna tell FNATIC exactly what's happening. There's Boaster smoke to try to deny entry. He also drops the incendiary, so that if they were to push it through that smoke, they would get absolutely wrecked, so they have to respect it. They've also lost 6, so they don't have anyone to satchel in. They're gonna be dropping straight in front of Magnum. He's gonna take down 2. Huge result there from Magnum as Sentinels struggled desperately to get themselves on the site, and they're going to do just that, but in comes Mystic from the back. And speaking of the back, it's Soms from backside. He's got to try to recover the spike. He's got 10 seconds. FNATIC can play the time here and force him to plant, but there's nowhere to plant right now. Has to fall inside the structure, and that's the moment for FNATIC to get onto the site, and Soms is going to hear it. He's going to peek out, go for it, and it's not going to land. Mystic takes him down. FNATIC, draw it up.
We go again. Bring it to another
nice
OT
try.
round.
Overtime.
FNATIC, do not let history repeat itself from map number 1. They will bring it to another overtime here. Let's get it swapped up.
Oh, bhai.
Time got to win by 2 in Magnum. I don't know if we can say his name enough throughout this tournament, but I'm pretty sure it can be said more because, man, the plays he's coming up with are giving FNATIC a breath of life in these situations.
Yeah, it's just so many amazing things happening right now. The fact that there's no raise to satchel through that, the fact they have to wait out the incendiary, and then Magnum's in the perfect position to punish. Just brilliant stuff coming through here from FNATIC to hold on for dear life. But
Ghosh kya mar gaya kya?
It's once again the overtime situation is reset. So we'll see what FNATIC can do on the attack. This was their stronger half, as it was for Sentinels too.
10's up high. A site is held by 3 for Sentinels, 2 on B, so they can keep the darts swinging. You can see Durka and Shazam kind of playing dartsies over there at B when they were firing them, holding each other. Default now by FNATIC to come through. This also becomes a game of what mistakes will our opponents make, because it is coming down to shots, just instant headshots after coming out of a smoke. Great utility usage. So anything you can grab extra here. If an opponent makes an error, they use util out of place. You want to give that time, and that's why we're seeing these rounds go all the way down. Coming up very soon here, 30 seconds is usually that hit, maybe 25 or 15 seconds.
They're trying to fake the B site a little bit here and pull the rotation away because the spike's actually moving towards that A site, but Tense is in an elevated position. He never bit that at all. He just stayed in position. And now Boaster will try to get through here, but there's very little left for him to be able to accomplish. He'll try to push through the smoke, but I mean, he's going to take down Sick, but still very difficult. Going to drop those smokes to try to get additional cover. Oh my goodness. Just trying to creep through these smokes is so dangerous. Boaster picks up another through the smoke.
So smart, so smart.
Kill through the smokes. Unreal movement here from Boaster, but putting an end to the shenanigans will be Zoms. And I mean, I think it was a really interesting play there, Riv, because FNATIC actually shot that boombot in showers with 2 players.
एक और maybe एक और.
I think that made Sentinels think, hang on, we're not so sure about this.
नहीं, ये देख के अच्छा लगा कि रोज भी ऐसी गलतियां करते हैं. अपने ऐसी नहीं.
Things like that will completely stop a rotation, or even the lean of a rotation that somebody's going to leave the site. So having Tens pushed up in that position gives him a lot of audio of what's going on in showers, and I think he made a great call.
Overtime, man.
Tens now and the rest of Sentinels back onto the attack side. This is where FNATIC was able to recoup the round.
AFK हो गया क्या Tens?
Shazam will enter, and Tens will follow this drone as they make their way in. Whether or not it's an orb grab is yet to be seen, and it looks like they will play full silence. Now Shazam is on, obviously he'll headshot somebody, but audio duty here. What will he see, and how much room can he take?
Uh-oh, Tenz's lurk here in showers makes me feel very afraid for FNATIC.
Oh.
The drone's not even coming through to this position. Tenz, he might feel the opening here, because there is a huge opening. This is a gamble from FNATIC to leave this position open. His teammates, of course, working towards that B side of the map here, but Tenz, he's going to hear the reload. Oh, and
he's hearing dumping, though. Ooh, nice read. Yeah, the jumping that he's hearing, the drone being used, he's like, yeah, there's lack of util now at A. We have a better chance to hit A, but they don't have a read on where any of the FNATIC players are yet. Sentinels go in completely dry, thinking they can walk it through. Tens has to do a bunch of work to bring this one back into Sentinels' favor.
Yeah, he gets the couple kills. He's got the Empress. He's popped that one now. Here comes Magnum from the back. His timing is really good into this one now. Can he find another one? Boaster in the confusion takes down Tens, who had to spin around. And now Zoms is left with 8 HP.
निकाला भाई FNATIC ने.
मर गया रे भाई. ठीक है भाई, ये कर लो
We're going to another overtime here between FNATIC and Sentinels.
Overtime.
The patience, the play, the instant knowledge of what needs to be done here from FNATIC. Nobody scrambled after that. They said, play is done. Stop peeking. We're good. And Magnum again being such a huge focal point for FNATIC in this tournament. Continue to say his name because it was not one we thought we'd be saying over Durka, over Boaster, over Doma that much. Everybody's
गांड फटी हुई है देखना बोस्टर की.
Stepping up for FNATIC.
बहुत उछल रहा था ना
Another overtime, Dan. Let's go round 29.
Absolutely, and we'll get the initial presence around Shower and Magnum as well, sending in a flash, but just like very cheap exchange of a utility, and no one's going to actually have Shower's control. It looks like FNATIC are looking to just go straight for B here. They're not messing around with defaulting anymore. Oh, the drone B long has been avoided entirely, so Shazam's reading the B orb to be safe to pick up. And here comes the push. All the utility's been sent forward, and Tens will pick off Doma as he tries to get into the site, slowing things down nicely with the Lear and then the smokes to follow it. This is very awkward now here for FNATIC.
Sentinels
it looks like they're
have been able
struggling
to grab
massively.
every overtime round.
Yeah.
So for them to fall back may actually put the pressure on that FNATIC needs here. But now FNATIC down to 3. 35 seconds left in the round. They are usually good at being pressured into their plants or pressuring the other team, but this might be a little too much.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, it's very difficult for sure. They've actually left Mystic lurking towards B long to hopefully get a kill, which would then allow them to rotate through the teleporter on A short. So that's one of the reasons why, you know, Mystic is in an important position here, but
Spike down A.
there goes the TP, but it was without the frag from Mystic, so there's not a lot that Dirk is going to be able to do in such little time. And there we go, once again, Sentinels, they seem to have cracked the formula, at least in overtime, of defending these attacking rounds, which, let's not forget,
नहीं ले लेगा
8-4 attacking half for FNATIC. They had it on lock in regulation.
एक और overtime देखते हैं.
They did.
इनको अगला ले लेगा अभी.
Seems like both second halves of our first two maps have been the time the opposing team, the one that's down, has been able to come back. FNATIC on the first. On the second again.
और भाई अल्फा मजा आ गया पहले 2 मैच भाई.
And it is going to be round 30. See what
पहले 2 मैच मजा आ गया बोल रहा हूँ.
This one back onto defense.
मजा भाई मजा. लास्ट देखना पड़ेगा थर्ड में क्या होगा.
Long information game that's going on seems to keep coming up each round as the map then spreads out. I think this is the first time we're not getting a default here out of Sentinels to start this.
Yeah, looking to go pretty fast towards this B site, looking to catch these players off guard. But in fact, it is a rotation quickly for Doma that will be reinforcing this defense that FNATIC have set up on B.
My God, all 5? The death ball?
Yeah, it's happening. They're just going to go straight for this. With Sick just contacting out.
Attack निकाल लो मजा आ जाएगा यार. Attack ही निकाल लो मैच.
Takes him down, protects Doma, who now sends forward the boom ball. This is going to allow FNATIC to really have a good defense.
Oh, Magnum!
Magnum again! But it's a 2v2 here, Rip. There's 50 seconds for Sentinels to reset this. They're trying to fall back. Oh, that was close.
I thought he took his head off.
TP.
अरे भाई ट्रेड पे ट्रेड चल रहे हैं 2v2 सिचुएशन डाल दी.
Waiting. HP in favor of Sentinels right now. Dapper and Shazam to run around. That means the IGL is up and thinking right now. The gears are turning from where they need to go. He says it's a call back to B. And it's probably the safest plant, knowing they have a Sova, knowing they have a Viper. Off-site play is probably their best bet to get here. Drops the spike down, so Shazam himself can stay safe for that detect.
उछल और उछल और उछल चूतिया.
Not expecting. Oh! Fury coming out and Dapper will take down
कर दो.
Wow.
चल बढ़िया पोजीशनिंग. अरे रक्षा बाहर है.
The map of FNATIC.
अरे हो गया जीत गए.
निकल गया 10. अरे easy. जीत गए.
Incredibly small things for each
मैंने बोला ना 0-3
are
होगा.
what is
इतना तो
bringing us the
गारंटी लिख
result
के दे
right
दूं
now.
मैं.
Easily going either way. You can't
अबे वो वाइपर मन था. वाइपर ने ये किया ना भाई.
Going in with the ultimate, hardly ever use the showstopper in rounds, right? It can be used for a lot of stuff, but if you're looking for an error even in the winter, like, there was not much to find. Everybody's playing so fantastically here. From leader to duelists to sentinels to controllers. 2 overtime maps, Dan, from both these teams. You can't be asking much more in the growth of this rivalry right now.
Yeah, totally agree with you on that one. It was so close. And again, for me, there is this element of, like, in the breakdown, in the chaos that we're in when we hit an overtime, where Sentinels, historically, the core of this lineup across since their inception, they've always been so good. When things break down into chaos, they seem to just really harness it so well. and we started to see those issues for FNATIC over time. And so, with that said, there is still a lot more action to come. So please stick around. We'll be right back after this.
अगला मैप कौन सा है? निकल गया रे सेंटिनल।
Last match.
Don't speak my mind enough. I'm trying to keep pushing on me, bound just break like all the time. Yeah, I just gotta hold on, common ground to stand on. You push me in this friction, just go ahead, give me all your fight. It's all I need. I just wanna feel you like it's all I need.
Hey there, you remember about a year ago when Valorant launched, they had this like really cool cinematic where we saw Phoenix going after Jet, and there was like cool fire, and then she gets drop on him, and everyone wondered like, what happened after that? Well, so I got a treat for you because we have something lined up that displays the next chapter in the Valorant story, which will be released right here, right now, during the Masters Reykjavík finals. Let's check it out.
Medic.
This just in. Reports of a disaster in Italy.
안녕하십니까. 이탈리아에서 들어온 지각이 폭발해 공중으로 떠오른 사건이 발생했습니다.
Sta galleggiando a 300 metri da terra.
Radionite may have been involved.
Kingdom, whose Radionite power program accounts for more than 3/4 of the world's energy production, have denied any connection to this disaster.
Anyone with information on the two unidentified radiants spotted at the scene is being asked to come forward.
ये क्या बकचोदी है भाई, कुछ भी
क्या
देखना क्या दिखा रहे।
वांटेड ओह नया वो क्या कहते हैं उसको, बाइंड का मैप। क्या बोलती पब्लिक भाई, ऐसा अगर होता जैसे कुत्ते से पीछे भाग रहा है, ऐसा अगर होता मजा नहीं आता। मत बोलो नया एजेंट आ रहा है, सोच ऐसी एंट्री हो तो।
मेरे को लग रहा है नया एजेंट हो रहा है भाई, मजा आएगा।
ऐसा डिप्लॉयमेंट हो तो क्या मजा है अराउंड। भाई क्या सेक्सी लग रही है ना भाई, इसको देखो चूतिया को बैठी है अंदर।
नया एजेंट है भाई, ओरू है ये बक।
ओरू है, हाँ ये ओरू है, ये ओरू है।
फिनिक्स ही है भाई। हेलो
लोडू ओरू। अरे नहीं ओपोनेंट है। ये गान ये तो यार आया। नहीं कार्टून ही बना रखा।
I honestly didn't expect that to work.
Really? So
oh भाई sexy.
Sign secure. We're coming home.
That the big man. Tell him I need answers this time.
What is your problem? We crushed it.
Phoenix gotta look in the mirror.
How come they look like us? And what do they want our radiant at for?
I'll talk to Brimstone. It's time we filled you in.
Yo, we got problems.
We?
That-
You're the one that
भाई
screwed
क्या
up.
कार्टून बनाया वहाँ पे।
You had an easy jet. You know they're bringing whole teams now, right?
And so will we.
Oh. नेक्स्ट एपिसोड भी आएगा, देखना पक्का।
Starting now, you've got 48 hours to claim an exclusive Valorant player card with a cool duality theme. So you go to redeem.playvalorant.com and type in the code you see here on the screen. You only have 48 hours to do so. If you want to get that unique player card, make sure you do it ASAP. And I go to front, that was dope. I'm actually really excited. I have no idea what's going on. But you know, in Rito we trust. Anyway, moving on though, guys, this I thought that the script was on, and it turns out Sentinels have other plans. Maybe they want to go to the Blue Lagoon faster. I don't know. But Bind saw Sentinels go 2-0 in this specified finals. And here your Prime Gaming map highlights. Honor, Sentinels, they took a highly contested map.
They sure did. They sure did. And, you know, in the beginning of this match, I thought, surely this is FNATIC dominating. They did such a fantastic job controlling the pace on the attacker side. The shower control coming out from Boaster, it constantly kept Sentinels guessing. They've lost control over that side of the map. And then the misdirections, because of the conditioning that FNATIC were able to do early on in the first half, they're able to throw out fakes after fakes after fakes, and it caught Sentinels off guard. But man, on the attack side, that is where these guys on Sentinels absolutely thrive. Tens going 8-1 in his first contact, first duels, winning out majority of them, nearly 200 ADR on him, just utilizing the dismiss in the perfect times. And man, Sentinels, every time they look like they're out, somehow, some way, a hero rises out.
A hero emerges. You know, watching this game, you know, it reminds me of when I casted, I know it was Sentinels TSM. I think it was either FaZe Invitational or PAX Arena. And I remember thinking to myself, we're seeing the game elevated right here, right now. Like each and every round that passes, the chess battles that we're witnessing, that is exactly how it feels watching FNATIC and Sentinels go toe-to-toe here. And it's only appropriate that it is Sentinels, Vansili, given their long history in this game. This long history in this game, despite it being a short history that the game's been around for. And then, on top of which, they pull off some miraculous feats in this matchup, especially in
भाई
round
अल्फा
14. It was a big turnaround for the
कल
Sentinels.
कर दिया लौड़े ने तो गेम के लौड़े लग जाएंगे
100%. That came to a thrifty round there for Sentinels. Pretty much
इसको ये बता ये कैसे लूंगा कार्ड
अरे लंड उस पे गया क्या तू redeem.playvalorant.com
allowed that information to come out, but what I really liked about this was that Sick was there with Dapper. They knew that they were spotted now. You just leave Dapper to die. You play the other crossfire setup with Sick running around this site, and then you just get these kills coming in from the backside of short A. So it's not only about the good execution from both of these teams, but it was also about how good the discipline is for both of these teams. The margin of error for Sentinels and for FNATIC is so minimal that it shows why this series is the best series we've witnessed in Valorant so far this year.
Yeah, so minimal. It's 14-12 game 1 and then 15
अल्फा
16-14.
ये तो मास्टर्स है चैंपियंस में कितना मजा आएगा
भाई चैंपियंस में तो वो भी है
कौन
क्या बोलती है देख
What's going on with Durka? What should we be expecting from him and his importance in the game, but also how does FNATIC bounce back for the reverse sweep?
Yeah, you know, this is obviously somewhere that I'm not going to be bringing a lot of hope for FNATIC being 2-0 down. They need 3 consecutive maps and starting it on Haven. Honestly, coming into this series, what I had painted in the pre-show is that I actually think that Haven will be good for Sentinels because the main downfall for them, again, they did win it last time that they played versus FNATIC, but the main downfall for me was Six's inability to really find value on that Phoenix. And this time around, I think they will have reimagined that, whether it comes down to still playing Phoenix, but renegotiating how they want to play that defender side. You can chalk the attack up to just being unlucky in a lot of the
नहीं चल रही है साइड इंडिया में
but I would also like to see a Sage maybe come in there to provide that extra bit of defensive setup. Overall, though, Sentinels, they won this last time they played it. That was with FNATIC taking a pistol, and FNATIC won both pistols on bind. Everything is set up for them to claim this series, and there needs to be a big step up. And Durka was the man that was delivering again and again when it came to Haven in the last matchup. He's had a bit of a shaky start here today. Yeah. Magnum has picked up a lot of the slack, coming in with some insane flanks, even there on Sky on bind, where I didn't expect that much from him. I think it's ultimately going to be down to Magnum stepping it up, continuing that form, but Durka's got to join him, and we need to see a reimagining of Sentinels Haven, because I think at this point, FNATIC will have them kind of figured out.
I think this is why Sentinels could just keep playing their game, because yes, if Sick was kind of quiet the last time they play against each other when he was playing a Phoenix, he is definitely on this series so far. And if Durka's the one that's being quiet, well, you're looking at the head-to-head. Mitch, you mentioned it before we actually got into the series. The amount of times that we had these duels and who was able to shut down Durka, it was actually Sick himself. So that means that Sentinels, keep your playbook, keep doing what you do, and it's working just to perfection.
Yeah, so Potter, now here we are where FNATIC, you know, they're staring down right down the barrel here, and Sentinels just want to end it. They want to close this out. Do you think that FNATIC could potentially force this game 4?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think so. You know, every one of these rounds have been so close. My biggest question is going to be, is Boaster going to kind of lean heavily more into this Brimstone pick? I've seen him kind of tinkering with the Astra and Haven. I'm looking straight at Boaster. I think he's the biggest playmaker on the FNATIC side. Every now and then, somehow, some way, he's able to rat his way into the back lines and create some sort of multi-kill scenario for himself. So I'm looking straight at that in-game leader. He tends to be the big playmaker. FNATIC are absolutely going to need him to step up to the plate.
And you know, when you talk about bringing it the distance, right, to not even 4 but 5 maps, you have to remember coming into Haven and Icebox, these are the maps that were played last time. We've got the kind of insta bans, your split, your bind out of the way. Sentinels have a huge advantage having picked them up. But now we come into the stage where FNATIC have gone back to the drawing board, where they've looked at what Sentinels did last time and how they can beat them. That's why I'm saying for Sentinels, I want to see that little bit of a difference from them. It doesn't have to be in the agent selection or anything like that, but they can't come in and play the same game as they did before. FNATIC, just like we've seen from Sentinels, are a team that will constantly innovate and look to improve game to game, and you may bet that they've done their extra little bit of prep time for this game and for these two maps in particular.
Yeah, I believe you definitely have to be prepared against TenZ right now as well, right? TenZ has been the player for me on a map like Haven that had a lot of room to breathe on defense, especially on any of the teams that he played against on Haven this week. So if they could actually prepare the same way to try to push him back all these aggressive angles where he's potentially going to be playing a jet op,
लास्ट मैच
मोस्टली तो लास्ट मैच ही रहना चाहिए भाई, सेंटिनल का मैप है।
सेंटिनल्स का मैप
बाद में क्या एसेंट और आइस बॉक्स बचता है ना अगर ये जीतते तो।
हाँ शायद ये एसेंट है कि क्या है पता नहीं मेरे को।
नहीं हेवन है, हेवन है, हेवन
हेवन ही हेवन है ना। देख बुरा लगा बट इसके लिए मेरे को FNATIC के लिए
भाई 2 ओटी ज्यादा नहीं होगा।
2 ओटी बट तब भी नहीं, 2 ओटी बट तब भी नहीं निकाल पाए। डिफरेंस समझ रहा है?
As well, that they simply just Sentinels need to just steer the ship in the right direction. That last game on Bind, TenZ went 8 first bloods, 1 first death. Like, you can clearly tell the impact of this young man on this team ever since joining the lineup. So long as they stay on the steady path, it seems like it should be a 3-0 for the North American Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking that way, right? And TenZ is he's got ice in his veins, literally. He doesn't back down.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he backs down from many.
Oh, go on. He doesn't back down. You're so right. Sorry, we're getting a lot of words from production right now, but it's perfectly fine, though, because we are ready to jump into this game. So apologies to my analysts, but the question is, can FNATIC turn things around, or will Sentinels end it right here? DDK Riv, over to you.
A lot of very important questions that you're asking there, Golden Boy, and we're about to find out the answers for sure. Here in the Prime Gaming Agent Select, Riv, we're getting a little preview of what is to come.
We have the tried and true strategies here for the Agent Select, coming from both teams. The last 4 plays out of FNATIC look just like that, and the last 10 plays out of Sentinels here for Haven have looked just like this. The tried and true Phoenix getting thrown in there. We'll see if it can work again. Last time, Sick had a little trouble, as we heard Mitch Man saying, producing those strats, being the one to, come out with the Phoenix and make it work. We've seen a lot of teams shy away from it.
Heaven, OP, ये main map है band.
As we get on to Haven.
FNATIC.
And Sick is the first player we'll be following here off the bat, looking to get that space with TenZ.
Attack है Sentinels का.
They're actually contacting
डिफेंस किया था बेंच शायद
सेंटिनल ने मैप चूज किया ना, ऑब्वियसली अटैक चूज डिफेंस चूज करेंगे वो लोग FNATIC।
अरे थर्ड मैप है ना। हाँ ठीक है, थर्ड मैप है। थर्ड मैप सेंटिनल्स ने चूज किया था।
Yep. One of the toughest things I identified with this FNATIC retake composition, and even when they're on aggression, if they are in the post plant, they have very little ways to identify what they're coming into. No Sova. You have to wait for Mystics, a utility to come in, and that's hopefully going to be enough for them.
And there's the defuse actually. It's actually, it just missed halfway, but FNATIC are getting the kills here as they force Sentinels to have to peek from those smokes because they don't have any vision. That looked very comfortable for FNATIC. You can see exactly why they were so happy to play retake on A on the pistol, because they knew they could shut down both the post-plant positions of short and long, and then just walk into the site.
Really, really well done. Executing in there, showing you what it means, and what you need to do rather to take a site without having that Sova. It's about teamwork.
IGL के ऊपर क्या प्रेशर रहता रहेगा, देखना 2 मैप ओटी में हारने के बाद। हाँ
बहुत भाई, बहुत ज्यादा।
FNATIC full coverage of the site and agency as soon as they got in. There's that pistol round from FNATIC. Can they keep it going, or do we get another 1-1 in our second round?
And once again, we get a contact here from Sentinels on this pistol round. Ten's looking to get that opening shot. Oh, he knows there's going to be a jump here. He's beyond the flash. He's got an opportunity as he swings around, finds Doma in the back, and he might just have a second one. The flick comes through, but Mystic's still alive. Ten's weak, but his teammates now have gained the space onto the site as FNATIC are forced to an awkward defense, but it's looking good for them as Dapper swings around the site. He makes it hurt a little bit, but still FNATIC are in good position, poised to hold the A site. And it's all onto Zoms now for Sentinels. Couple whiffs, and FNATIC come home with the round. That was almost very scary for FNATIC.
Yeah. Looking at that round, it's one that Sentinels actually was able to exploit the first time.
Operator निकालेगा.
FNATIC. In the situation, it was Mystic that Trailblazer down Cat, and Doma said, wait a minute, and turned around to find it was Tens, I believe, at the time, taking him down. That time, they turn initially to watch A, adapt the strat, realize what's going down. FNATIC doing a great job of really making the little things count here and switching what cost them rounds in the first matchup here on Haven with Sentinels. So great to see the adaptation coming out. It's what exactly FNATIC needs, and they're starting to get that momentum.
Yeah. We get the drone coming down A short as well, so lots of pressure
FNATIC.
Sentinels, because they also use the gravity well on A long to deny any vision of A long, and the cage was up A long for Sentinels, so Sentinels really pressuring this position, but this play with a judge close range is extremely worrisome for Sentinels, and they're gonna back the hell out of there. And we have the rotation from FNATIC. They've got 3 players on A for the time being.
How do we miss a third round operator? Just dipping into the bank super hard here. I'm looking over, I'm like, wait a minute, is that actually what I think it is, with Spectres around the board? So it's kind of Durka playing defense for himself. The Spectre can be kind of medium to longish range if you want, but there's no rifle to trade with a missed shot from Durka, so he needs to play that a bit safe. He's going to post it long, which allows the team, this is great, because they're saying, well, we don't know what Sentinel's doing, so let's post up long, and we can fortify the other side of the map. A trade for kills comes in as we start things off.
Boaster's in a great position. They're not expecting he's going to let the Zoms walk past. Trigger discipline moment here from Boaster as he holds the ground, and still they don't know about him. This is the play here. This will ruin everything for Sentinels. He comes through and he pulls the trigger. He only gets the one frag though. It's a 3v3. Still a good opportunity here for FNATIC, but that could have been so much more. And Durka comes through, dashing after the whiff. Chance is starting to fall here for FNATIC as now Sentinels start to pull ahead. Another missed opportunity there for Durka as Mystic swings around logs, looking for that next spy, able to take down Dapper, finds the second. Mystic has it all to do, alone in this situation. Is there any util here for Shazam? He's going for the hold here halfway. Shazam!
Nice one.
He's going to pull the swing.
बढ़िया स्प्रे था.
Mystic, picking up the round for Sentinels. Oh, Boaster, he's going to
अरे
be
निकाल दिया.
really frustrated, surely, with that one.
पोस्टर आगा बे शज़ाम पे हट गया पोस्टर देखो.
You love to see those plays happen too. I mean, it's just as great to see it stop, but to see him be able to transfer that out would have been amazing. Boaster had such a great play coming up, and the wall kind of stopped him there. A little too much penetration value stopping the gun. 2-1. Sentinels pick one up here as they stop what was the operator round for Durka. Now onto a frenzy, but Bladestorm is there, so FNATIC is not that down and out. This is kind of a played strategy. Sick takes down Boaster, though, and now a 4v5.
Yeah, scary stuff. You're trying to take that opening jewel. Oh, hello! Tens is going to find Magnum.
Oh, my word!
Fantastic follow-up onto Doma. Leaves FNATIC truly rocked after that. They have very little to work with now. Only 2 players remaining. And Tens is... Oh, hello. That right-click somehow missed. Mystic will be loving it, though. And Durka's got the Bladestorm. I mean, this would be a highlight moment. It would have to be here from Durka, but the angle from Zoms there, that's the worst possible thing that could have happened for Durka. And Sentinels crush it through 2-2.
Nice flanks, nice plays. Zoms there able to kind of solidify the round if everything in sight didn't go as it needed to. Look at that, right? As he was hitting the ground, before Tens was hitting the ground, his thought process was to the next play. Not where's the next person, it's my next play, and if someone's in front of me, they go down. that processing of information is so damn fast. And why we basically saw Doma still look in the same direction. This is the kind of caliber of play around the board you have to keep bringing to the table. 2-2 now. FNATIC to see what they can do on defense for one more round, as it's going to be a rotation around from Durka. He starts to lean towards different sites, and they're going to play the utility of Magnum towards BC here to make sure that Killjoy can lock that down. How do Sentinels get through? Should be not too hard on the eco.
Yeah, and you can see here that FNATIC, you know, they just saw that Sentinels cleared A short with a drone, so they're actually posting up in case there was a player behind the drone. And, you know, it looks like, you know, as far as FNATIC are concerned, that Sentinels are not taking all this space that they just controlled towards A. So they're going to rotate off now. We definitely need to see a big game here from Durka, I feel.
It does need to happen. It seems like FNATIC operates at a different pace, right? When Durka's kind of opening up everything. Their first match we saw, he kept continuously taking short on Haven. It just opened up the map. They were able to work around everything else.
Abe bhai.
Information is basically unstoppable. Here, they get a bit of
Tech.
the 1-for-1, and now with
oh ले गया अरे यार
more possible to make this round.
Too late Alpha. Hello.
तेरी स्ट्रीम देख रहा है
Known to Shazam. Durka probably doesn't expect Shazam to be there, but you'd imagine he'd be checking this angle as he crosses. But the perfect timing there for Shazam, just as Durka has to look towards Garage, that is when Shazam appears.
गया
It's like Sick will take down both. So there's not too much else happening here for FNATIC in terms of damage, it looks like. There is a safe exit for Sentinels if they want it. Mystic is going to try, they want to try to force the fight, so they want to try and make sure they actually die and get some kills along the way here. Sick will be pushed to defend. Another shot comes in. Another kill there for Doma, so damage being done. Nice shots from Doma. Able to steal away a Phantom. Can he get out of there in time? It looks like he should be able to. The spike is far enough away. That actually works out nicely for FNATIC.
Doma has one of the most disgusting sheriffs at this event. Honestly, like, if he is not the best with the sheriff from what we've seen. He continuously under pressure can pull up multiple frags. It doesn't matter the situation. You'd love to see him open out the big iron to make something happen. So 3-2 here. We're looking at how the money's been working. Wins for Sentinels, $2,900 in credits for lost rounds going over to the side of FNATIC, which means if Durka loses everything this round, he'll have 3,000 credits next round. Easy math, they take a tactical timeout, but you can see how much it is hurting the economy flow now that Sentinels has strung together these 3 rounds. Also, on that last one, Dan, a lot of ultimates popped up for Sentinels. So to have that happen after FNATIC comes off an eco means Sentinels may be able to go for the throat once again, combining a lot of those ults.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a really interesting situation because FNATIC also have that information, so I wonder what they'll be expecting. Because, you know, one thing that in any research FNATIC would have done is you have to know, okay, with the comp that Sentinels is running, where do their ultimates go when they get them? You know, what rounds, what tells are there in their default that let us know how they're going to utilize those? And should we play retake?
Right.
Because, you know, what are the spots that Six going to use this run it back? Like, there's just like so many of these things that if FNATIC have done their research, they might have a good idea as to what Sentinels might want to do. But you can't get too in your head with these things too if you're Sentinels and playing generally, because if you play too far outside of your own game, then you might run into, you know, you might outgame yourself, right? So
exactly. It becomes very difficult in that sense, right? You always want to be able to play your game and avoid, 1, playing the enemy's game, or 2, playing to not lose, which is when you just play so scared, you're still on the map but not doing much, and you can never have that mentality. It just becomes chaos. We see these teams here in the finals, not really something that plagues them, but we still have to question who's going to be able to show up here on 3. Sentinels with 2 maps is putting that pressure on. And it's a lot of pressure here as they start to take the lead. These ultimates up, as we said before, and the spike is down for now. Controlled by the Cypher traps currently at the moment, but those actually just went down. So you can see Shazam's like, I'm going to go pick up the spike real quick. We need that in our hands.
That's huge too, because the tripwires go out, which allows
such
a flank here from Doma.
Mande bhai,
But again, there is a lot of problems for Sentinels because the trips go down, and now there can be pushes all across the map here from FNATIC, and they're in a 3v4 after plant. This will be tough. They've got a great spot for the plant. Shazam is able to play from long. He's got Hunter's Fury. There's a lot of things going here for Sentinels' favor. And there goes the push into tens. He's just going to hold the forward ground. He doesn't care. He's taking these fights by himself. Portrayed him down, and they're looking good to try to finish this one. Shazam has to go to the side, gets concussed, has to be great on his first. Oh my god! How on earth has he done that? The Rebel clutch from Shazam is phenomenal. I don't think he had any right to win that, but you know what? It's Shazam. He is just better than you can ever expect in these moments, pulling out a transfer of all transfers there, connecting with every bullet, holding it true on that spray. Oh my goodness, and he was concussed here as well. That's 3 headshots there.
Oh my word. Okay. I mean, you saw Shazam do it. I'm not sure if there was a delay after the Trailblazer. They knew he was flashed. We'll go to the next round. Durka here trying to keep himself alive. They're back on the eco for FNATIC, and rounds like we just saw start to weigh on your opponents. Sentinels feeling great after those victories. Coming into round 7 here, it's a lot of action towards the A site with a big flank from Sentinels onto C already. What's this going to produce?
Yeah, that flank is coming in as well from FNATIC. Mystic gets one on the front. Let's see if there's any more love here for FNATIC. My goodness,
whoa,
charging forward, and also the flank there by Magnum is good also. It puts Sentinels in a very odd position. Just around before, we have Shazam breaking FNATIC's back with such an insane clutch. And now we've got a very interesting situation here. Storm's lurking through spawn. We'll take down one. Magnum with the off angle, they're able to punish, leaving Shazam alone. The Cosmic Divide as well. With this much time, Shazam could be anywhere.
I think he's going to push all the way through.
30 seconds left.
Looks quite possible here. I do think that would be a really cool play as well. But he's going to go for the plant on A. Bose is going to concuss the back of the site. He's spotted him. He's going to take him down. Very good try, avoiding the stars, but Bose still had the position. What an answer back though, Riv. What an answer, given what Shazam just did to them. Getting thrifty, huge.
And that's what I said. Rounds like that from a player can weigh on your opponents. Powerlifting over here from FNATIC is what you call this. What a round from everybody. Magnum coming up big on the flank as well. And then on the final kill for Zombs because they knew it was a little too quiet and someone was being a rat. But you're right. To see that the operator back into Durka's hands, FNATIC they need to, while getting attacked from each side by Sentinels to make sure they stick in this game and can bring it back to the one that they want to play right out of the gate each round. Durka with the peak, what can he produce?
Despawn.
Gotta be so careful here because Sentinels are looking to really force the issue. Run it back is available from Sick. He might pop that right now. How will they deal with Durka though? Durka, he could be the recipient of a wayward knife from Tens, who's popped that Blade Storm. And look at just the sort of hold of position that's happening right now here for Sentinels. They're waiting to see if FNATIC are going to just start throwing utility. Are they going to rotate everybody? Are they going to start to question things now? Because it's all quiet. Do they rotate off of A?
Phoenix ult out of short.
And there's the full frontal assault from Sentinels. It's looking really good. It's going to be retake here for FNATIC.
Planted.
And this, I don't know, this is a tough one.
No charges left.
It's very unfortunate here, Riv, as well, because again, it feels like Durka is unable to activate with that operator.
As soon as it just seemed like it was kind of flawless. The bread and butter there for Sentinels to get into that. And I think the identification may be, where's Magnum? Magnum slows us down a lot. That's the utility in the site that can really stop us. Doma's going to throw some slows. Slows aren't damaging. Neither is a wall. So there's actually a lot that Sentinels won't have to worry about if they aren't initially seeing Magnum. Otherwise, you're going to have to work on against the amazing aim of FNATIC and their members. But we know what that means. And seeing what type of crowd control or damaging abilities that would displace you are presented at a site, Sentinels are going to feel much more comfortable following Sick in once he identifies that information. So nice, quick, clean round there to get themselves in. And we'll keep an eye on if they're finding Magnum, staying away from Magnum, because he's doing a great job at utilizing Killjoy bots between alert in the middle of B, turret over at C, so he can spread 2 sites and play it nicely in garage. Here he's setting up his turret, as you see on the mini-map, in the corner, and he'll head back to a garage position to activate both of those and keep that side of the map clean, which almost means those holds on A for FNATIC should be stronger.
And again, we're seeing this A presence. And again, quick fact, quick reminder, Sentinels at Masters 2 Reykjavík have not dropped a single map. They win this map, it's a flawless run. Durka, though, is in an elevated position here. Can he get the trade? He gets it onto Sick, but it's... Oh, okay, Mystic with the swing. He's looking for more. And it's going to be a 3v3 here. Shazam is reading the flank already. Boaster is going to get caught off guard entirely. And it looks like it could be a wrap here for FNATIC unless Magnum does something truly unthinkable. Caught in the crossfire. Sentinels pick up their 6th round.
Yeah. Look at the initial attack there. If you can remember what just happened, as they all shot their weapons with not a real peek, right? They stepped out, shot, but were still hidden. Literally to confuse the crap out of your opponent, and then everybody peeked at the same time. It's
Alpha.
the consistency of knowing that
मुश्किल है
FNATIC
का
how
जितना.
to execute on even one person in the site that continues, I think, to bring Sentinels on top of these situations. Just having that fundamental, the next step and the next step in place, and always being able to execute on that. Durka looking to make a play, and this could be huge for the Storm as he's seen and caught out by the Cypher cam.
Yeah, definitely. And he does a good job there by destroying it before it can get vision, so he could still be out there. But it's going to be it looks like a straight push here. Oh, the updraft peak. They were ready and waiting for that one. Sentinels were just holding their ground, looking for the response. Picked up Durka, and now they're just charging through to the side. Backside control for Boaster. He's got to hit every shot. Dapper will eventually take him down, and with the neural theft, they know exactly what's going on. Mystic, last player standing. It's going to get taken down by Dapper as well. 7-3 opening here is looking very dominant from Sentinels thus far, and it really feels like a struggle for FNATIC. You know, Durka can't activate. He got punished for playing too aggressively in the last series against FNATIC. He's getting punished for not playing aggressively enough in some spots, and in the spots where he chooses, right then, Sentinels are just waiting for that move. They've heard the Blade Storm. They know that's a huge possibility, and they wait for it.
And it's wild to see. Come party with me, he said. So looking at how it's happening, you just see they're avoiding all of the danger at first. And everything becomes an advantage as they start off. Almost able to hit Magnum there. Magnum playing it nice and getting 1 HP as he gets the heal up from Sky. A little bit of a reset, and they're back onto ultimates. Boaster's found out as he tries to play a close shot, Dan. Now they're into C again.
Yeah, good punish there coming through. But it's going to be very difficult here for FNATIC to get too much more here. Durka picks down 10s, but it's going to need much, much more. Some distraction coming from Garage, but they do know where Durka is. So you can see Shazam holding this position.
Yeah.
Good angle from Sick here. There's a swing from Durka. Won't land. Sick splash will get destroyed, and he'll get taken down as well. 8-3 now for Sentinels. Starting to look pretty straightforward for them in the first half of Haven.
It's becoming just a series of multi-kills almost, you know? We see a lot of members going down. We just saw Shazam's there, able to get 2 or 3 at the end of the round. 10's making work here with 2 of his own. So if we're not getting 1-for-1s across the map, it's going to be hard for FNATIC to be able to come up on top of these strats. Plus, they continue to be kind of just pushed into the floor on credits, what they can buy here to another gun round. They're facing 3 powerful ultimates on the side of Sentinels. It's like they continue to come up so Sentinels can rinse and repeat and make every gun round that has that much harder.
And there's the 100 to destroy the lockdown. Do that. Transfer from Salzburg connect either. FNATIC with a nice crunch through mid. But it's down to Durka now. He's got 3 players left to go. He knows where one is. Where's the extra player? The flick's not good. Tens swings through and just annihilates Durka there. That was so fast. 9-3. And we switch sides. The second half. Is this it for FNATIC? Is this Sentinels sweeping the grand finals 3-0 and being undefeated throughout the entire tournament? That would be something.
Dan, I think they unleashed Tens on a bit of the content plays. Shazam said, run free, make it happen. And I think we're getting a few from him. He's had such a great series here. The question also for Sentinels was, would that change be it? Would Tens be able to be Tens on land? It's all this guy wanted. The break he took was, I'll come back when it's land time. And he did. And now he's there representing for North America at the grand finals of Reykjavík Masters here. And FNATIC as well, fighting now to keep themselves in this. 2 maps down, still have what it takes. They're going to do the first B strat, Dan. Let's see how this pays off for them.
Yeah, it's almost straight there, backside, holding things down with still in position, still causing problems here for FNATIC as they try to push this forward. The wall is slowly being broken, and the integrity of this push is starting to wane as FNATIC still try to hold on with what they have. Missed it with 2 great headshots. Boaster with the finishing move. Great for FNATIC there. That's the start they needed into this second half. They just have to hold on against the pistols.
Super, super big. See how this one happens again. Mystic, everything on the outside that he can produce to give the team the advantage, and Boaster there to finalize. See if those frags can keep coming up in the second half for Doma and Boaster. Usually we see those two able to lead the charge a little bit with more confident shots, and it may be making FNATIC play a bit more timid to these situations. Here they should have that momentum after pistol round. We'll see if they can grab it. It is going to be the Marshall for Tens this time. We'll see if they can stop the eco from FNATIC.
Really fast pace, straight into B. Durka with a dash straight backside. Oh my god, sick! Just, I think that was a point-blank shot straight in the side of Durka's face. Now we've got FNATIC, you know, they have control of the site. They use the wall to block off A-Link. So they have a setup here. And it's just going to be tough for the pistols. Oh my god, the spray from Mystic is fantastic. What a player this guy is. Now Sentinels have the site. Seekers go forward. That's going to confirm the information as to where they are. And there's still those nano swarms, I believe. And there goes one. It's going to be very hard for Sentinels. The Cloudburst goes down. Oh my god, the spray, the transfer from Shazam. Out comes the Sheriff. He's looking for the headshot. And it's going to be FNATIC, though. They're going to lock it in. I love the B play on an anti-eco.
It's awesome, and they're playing it much faster. We actually saw Haven being a problem for FNATIC the first time they played Sentinels, and ended up being a problem there with the loss. But getting into B didn't allow them to set up, didn't allow them to really hold the site in a post plant because of all the smokes and the utility Sentinels were left with to enter back into sight. Here, a better flank, much more aggression, and FNATIC are encroaching into the space that was Sentinels, taking much more control. So a nice job there, and being able to take the site without really having too much of a post plant. You're just, well, it is a post plant, but you're just setting up defense inside the site, which becomes very tricky.
Ducky went straight past the player.
Oh my god!
Sick! My goodness! He's gonna go straight
to
spawn.
That was sick!
Like, see ya! Durka straight in spawn. Tens is looking for him. Oh my god. This guy is doing so much damage. And with that, the chaos as well. The free Dapper is going to get one straight through the wall. And that's going to even it up 3v3. But Magnum is in position. Garage. Dome is slowed on the planting. Oh, but the lineup. The timing is unbelievable, Riv.
Magnum, why are you so good? The brain he's working with right now is literally just firing mind bullets to all the Sentinels. He's reading what they're doing. They're 2 steps before they even got to garage for the double collab. I should say the collab. Double collab would be a lot. Now 9-5 here. Turret's going to give them up. Shazam trying to work a little magic.
Yeah, definitely doable here for Shazam. We know how good he is. That's an isolated fight. Doesn't win it. But if he can find another one of those, maybe there's a chance. There is one, but Doma's going to take him down. And this time, Shazam won't be unbelievable.
क्या चल रहा है? क्या चल रहा है?
वही देख रहा हूँ भाई. क्या चल रहा है
Oh
भाई?
my god, he was just,
बहनचोद कभी
I
ये
don't know
टीम
what he
कभी वो
thinks is
टीम
in defender spawn, but
नहीं भाई
he was
गान
trying
फाड़ने की
to
तैयारी
fast
है
track it
इनकी
straight there.
बहनचोद.
Yep.
हेलो
And there it is. We're getting closer here, Rip. This is looking much more competitive now from FNATIC.
चोमू भाई लौंडे
FNATIC
चोमू
having the
है
first
क्या?
3 build the momentum. They usually get tacked or hit up at round 2 or 3 where the other team is able to come through, but they push an eco back onto Sentinels, and FNATIC are now feeling it. In a groove, it looks like they want to work A with a little bit of that utility from Astra on to B and C. With the turret in the middle, they can watch the flank with Magnum and not have to worry about too much as they figure out what utility is going to be where with Sentinel's agents. Oh, goodbye. What a gravity well there from both.
Yeah, no escape. That was very scary as well. Shazam is famed for his pistol aim, and Durka spamming through as well. Got to be cautious, not be overconfident in these scenarios. Sentinels could be quite dangerous with what they're carrying. There we go. Dapper opens it up onto Durka. 4v4. They've got some sight position. Just diving onto Doma. Trading again with the Sheriffs. In comes FNATIC. They have to push past the Cosmic Divide. They have to push past all the vision blocking. And they're going to find the frags to close the round. 7-9 to the deficit as FNATIC slowly but surely start to look more confident. And they start to climb back. But we're into another bye for Sentinels.
And this is now where, as we watch this again, a great retake coming in. This is by FNATIC, I'm saying, the great retake. They retake control of the site, understand what they need to do, and make sure they get another round. And now looking at how FNATIC is playing these, they continue to play strong, they identify what's going on, and now with that eco of getting a few frags, they've strung together ultimates, just like Sentinels was doing when they were on defense. And now, just like FNATIC was doing, sorry, on the other side. But now they can use those ultimates, stack them together, and make sure they have a few rounds to themselves. It's the Bladestorm first, Rez can be there, and Magnum's ult is last if necessary.
Yeah, and these C-splits were very, very popular for FNATIC on their attack on the last time these two teams faced each other, and we get that lockdown coming through, can't be denied. So that's going to get all this position. Love that from Magnum. Deep nano swarm to deny positioning here for Sentinels. Boaster with the lurk. This is how FNATIC play it. If Boaster finds good timings in that lurk.
ओ भाई नो ठीक है भाई क्या ही ओवर टाइम जाएगा क्या बोलता है मेरे को लगता नहीं बट देख लेते हैं ओ हेलो
And Dirk is looking for more, and he's going to get it. Tens goes down.
शॉट था
And now there's no hope for Shazam.
And check out, look at how they defend the site here. Again, we bring up the no Sova point. It makes FNATIC have to defend the site like this. And that's not a bad have to. This is how they choose to. But they're just up in your face. Retaking the site has to be fast. But they're also pressuring Sentinels and needing to
ये लोग ना fast खेल रहे fast.
Trade one. FNATIC really adapting this strategy that has to stay in a site to play post plant, which is a difficult thing to do, and continue to take rounds away from Sentinels. 9-8 now, Dan, as we keep going.
Yeah, and one point to note from the previous matchup with these two teams is that Sentinels would win A control pretty easily most of the time, and FNATIC didn't really invest too much in it, and they relied a lot on C splits and sometimes like fast timings into B. That's how FNATIC got most of their attacking rounds the last time these two teams played this map. And we haven't seen exactly that as much, but it is shaping up somewhat similarly, and FNATIC are looking actually a bit better so far. So we'll see if that continues, because we've got a hodgepodge buy here from Sentinels with the Bladestorm, so they are dangerous in this round.
And that wall that Dome is placing when they get over to C for those takes, you see how he leaves the left side open? So interesting. A lot of times you would wall off the entirety of the C defense entry because you want to know where they're coming from. But leaving that open makes the defense guess, is somebody on the back platform area? Are they anywhere I have to look? What a great mind game wall as we see a lot of action in. Dapper's like, one may a dash behind me, but I can't look.
Yeah, and he gets one from the judge in that position as well, so that's ideal for FNATIC. You know, I feel like the judges often getting to there for sure. And that does make it very difficult. Tens again still has the Bladestorm available. And here he goes, 1 versus 4 here for Tens. You never want to put it past him to pull out the impossible. There's the first engagement, and that's not going to go too well. Switching out for the Spectre. Just a bit too awkward on those first few throws, and Magnum will take him down. 9-9, FNATIC.
Yep.
It was looking like all of the energy was just sapped from them, but they are truly, well and truly back in this. And this is a map that I think we would expect Sentinels to really win this one. It'll be very comfortable here, and FNATIC are looking great right now.
They are. FNATIC's attack on Haven, 63%. Just like their bind percentage, it's up there. It's so good, and we see them starting to attack back on this so well right now. Sick does have the run it back, an ult for Doma there if they want to bring someone back onto the map for this. As TenZ looks to get an early operator into play. Phantoms for the entirety of FNATIC here in round 19.
Oh, and Durka again with these forward dashes into B. It's been really good for FNATIC, and it looks like it might convert again to get the opening kill onto Zombs. That's all the Astra stuff out of the way with. The Seekers come through as well for Magnum to allow him to understand how to position. Oh, he should have won that one. Shazam with a great recovery with the Seeker in his face, still picks off Magnum, and that will take it to a 4v4. And that's going to really give a chance here to Sentinels.
Boaster on the roam. What will he be able to do from the other side as he waits to hear more shots, waits to hear confirmation from the team before they all move? And again, this is where it could be tough if Sentinels get the smokes down that are necessary. Actually, they're out of smokes. So this is good for FNATIC as the retake is going to happen. Shazam takes down one. They use the Phoenix wall to fake it. And what will happen?
My word. Position was so key, and TenZ, that's got to be wow. Scope there, and they're going to have just enough time to defuse this one as Dapper locks it in for Sentinels. They go 10-9, but that's the B plays for you. You know, really relies on you taking control somewhere. And Magnum, unfortunately for him, you know, missed this kill. This kills everything.
And it becomes a bit chaotic. Having to stay in the site, not being able to watch all those angles because playing outside of it.
वो revive करने जा रहा था, लगा ही था मेरे को.
We see Mystic out behind this one, can't really help. It becomes tough. FNATIC is doing such a good job at initiating these rounds, and then again they put Sentinels in one of their favorite things, the retake. So it might need to be FNATIC pushing forward a little bit more. They were taking ground earlier, having somebody go through garage and get a little bit more. That was really pulling Sentinels apart, and I love that from FNATIC in the earlier rounds.
Yeah, I think if they run that again, they have more success. They had so many things going for them there. I think that's why both are so stressed out by that one. TenZ finding Durka is a good opening there for Sentinels, and it looked like FNATIC wanted to mix things up and explode onto this A site. That will force out the res. At the very least, the res is there for FNATIC. Now, FNATIC actually spreading out here. So they've left a lurk towards A short and Magnum. And actually, no, the spike is going to be there as well. So it's going to be a fake of the C rotation. But they have to sell this one. Oh, that's a huge...
It's not sold.
Fine from Sick. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Rib. Definitely not sold, but they still take down TenZ. So 2v4 after plant. It is workable.
Sonar Bolt waiting to come up for Shazam. They possibly wait for that to happen before they even retake the site. Yes, Magnum pushing up. This is perfect, but there's too many on each side, and he gets crossfired as he goes for the play that could give them the advantage. Great thought, as Sentinels just has too many there. A 4K for Sick, as he starts to bring it back on the Phoenix. Now round 11 going over for Sentinels.
Yeah, that was so close. So many spots there. You know, what if not for Sick, you know, insane 2K. We're gonna, I'm sure, see it. The opening Dragon and Sick on that rotation. They really have to sell this. All they have to do is get the kill onto Sick and then try to delay, and this round will look very different.
Yep. And that was from him. So quick from Sick. He's like, well, I just shot a guiding light, but I shot a jet, so let me look for the sky. Like, instantaneous.
It's already.
As all these players are doing everything they can to make it work for their squad. Back to guns. Vandals and Phantoms being chosen on the side of FNATIC here as TenZ gets pulled around a little bit.
It's the default looking once again, as it did in previous rounds here, where limited focus towards A. In fact, a lot left up to TenZ on A. He's the solo defender there with the operator. And it makes a lot of sense. You can see that there is 6 actually on B here. They're expecting FNATIC to go back to these B plays, which have been quite successful largely successful for FNATIC, and they need success right now, so you would expect it. The divide comes through. They're going for a fast switch up into the C site. There's the dive through. Oh my god, Sentinels bring the fight to FNATIC.
The double dive through. You hardly ever see it. Sick goes back in, and there's another one as well. It's going to be Dapper taking down Magnum. Boaster trades, and now he's a left V2.
Doesn't expect Dapper to be there.
That's
And
12.
That's championship point for Sentinels.
Match point.
This is it. This is the moment. Now FNATIC have no more lives left. They can't set a foot wrong at this point. But yeah, you're right, Riv. What an insane call. Just at such a moment's notice for Sentinels to communicate to each other, we're pushing through this together. Like
you already have the team on their heels to say, all right, we have a few rounds to jump in your face in the championship grand finals BO5. Like, those are not the plays you're expecting a lot from people unless it's a Jet or a Phoenix just by himself. Dan, here we are, 12-9, possible championship point here for Sentinels.
And Boaster goes down straight away, trying to challenge Tens on that A-long position. And in goes the B-play. Trays on through. They fight for position. FNATIC, they get the wall up. Rez is available here for Doma. If he can find it, it's going to be very difficult though, because they know surely that someone is in this site. It's Shazam.
हो गया
Setting
गेम
forward
जीत गया
all the utility there.
जीत
Gets
गया
caught
जीत गया
though.
भाई
And we also get the lockdown coming through here. And Doma is in such an awkward position by himself. Finally gets the res
जीत
in.
गया भाई
Sick making his way from C-Link. FNATIC in a 4 versus 2 here. It's going to take a lot for Sick and tends to pull this one out. Magnum with the flank. He's going to find both players. There's
oh
the
my
transfer.
god.
Great stuff.
So
great
good.
timing from Magnum. And FNATIC stay in it for a round longer. Can they get to overtime though, Rick?
I sure hope so, Dan. Let's go. Give me more and more. Let's do it. What a play. And to see this perseverance from your teams at the top of the table, obviously mainly FNATIC here, not letting backs against the wall even turn down their aim. They come out strong with a round that keeps them in this series, in this best of 5 with their back against the wall here. And now it looks to be the A strat as we see Boaster setting up smokes all around just to make sure Sentinels is thinking.
Yeah,
a little bit of a push here from Sick.
It's crazy if you think about the position for Sentinels. They're so heavy towards Garage and B because that's where FNATIC find their success. So FNATIC have actually completely timed with this one. If they contact all the way through, in fact, they've sent the Trailblazer out now. So FNATIC, the Sentinels know what's happening. But this was the perfect read from FNATIC. They just have to find a way to win with this position. And they just don't expect Tens. Oh no, they were not checking for Tens. They do trade him out though, but Dapper has crept onto the site. The trades now as Shazam creeps, and it's 2 versus 2 after all of the trades. Do they know about Zombs? Mystic does, and now Sick is going to be him. Punishes Mystic, pulling out the Seekers. He's got the crosshair placement, but Magnum swings, and it's a win. Keeps FNATIC in this one for another round, a chance at an overtime.
If you even guessed once that Magnum wasn't one of the people keeping FNATIC in this game, there it is, proof right on the screen as he finishes off a round to keep FNATIC now 1 point away from overtime in the grand finals with the most pressure that could be on this squad from Europe. They continue to perform. And this is one of
guns देखना उन लोग के पास
the team coming through is what made FNATIC
easily
so strong.
possible है यार
Even with
90% possible है भाई
when they're called
थोड़े
upon,
मतलब कुछ chance
This buy though from Sentinels is a bit scary because it seems
एक दो वन टैप निकले तो हो जाएगा नहीं तो फिर गया
chaos and FNATIC are going to put the chaos on. Oh
बोलो गया
an absolute beast there. Just savaging that defense on C with the knives.
Tens को गन मिला तो
Tens here now that we're following, trying to find something on the flank. He knows there's someone up here. We've got Boaster meditating in the window. He'll get caught. Shazam's creeping forward as well. Oh, he finally times Sturker.
They're running through. Sonar up.
Tens के बाद
No one's close. They don't know.
Oh my god, he gets flashed! The team flash! The team flash! Magnum's in the smoke here. Tens.
Oh my god!
Magnum's got no HP! Not like this! Sentinels! They're gonna get the defuse! They've done it! Sentinels are the masters to Reykjavík champions! And they do it flawlessly! They didn't drop a single map! They have made history here, Riv, because they are the first global champions in Valorant history.
Stunned FNATIC. Played so well throughout everything, coming in as such a strong team. And we see a grand finals that continue to go the distance with overtime. A 3-0 still, as we said, for FNATIC. And we can see they know how good they are. Still smiles on their faces. They're going to come back stronger. But it's the team on your screen right now from North America. Sentinels, as you said, Dan, grabbing the Masters Reykjavík Championship for Valorant. 1 year later, this is the team that's setting the pace.
1v1 situation.
And there can't be a single question anymore about the best team, the best region. The Sentinels have won this tournament. They've represented North America here. And I think it's fair to say, you know, they are the best team in the world. Finally, conclusively, definitively, we can state this. As we've now concluded our first episode. It's amazing if we consider the history, over the last year, the hype, and how much discussion has gone back and forth, how much theory crafting has gone on over the various podcasts and shows that we've had discussing Valorant eSports. Finally, we have some answers here, Riv.
What a game from this team. Tens gets to play on land, having a great time for himself. Sentinels come up so strong throughout the tournament. And like you said, without dropping a map, they're able to come in and make this happen. And no doubters anymore that Sentinels can perform as the best team.
And some of the things that they had to do to make this happen, it's kind of insane because I really feel like FNATIC played an incredible game of Valorant here. This tournament, they played so very well, and against Sentinels, they played so very well. But there is just this element, this X factor that exists with the players on Sentinels that just somehow always makes it feel like it's possible. Stuff like we're seeing right there from Tens, every single player delivers so much in the key moments that you just always have something. You always have a play. You always have a chance with this team. No matter the situation.
तो वैंच बोल सकते थे defeatable, undefeatable वैंच क्या लक ना है
map to map. In this series, there wasn't a lot of combo utility usage. A lot of the set plays were done with bodies. A lot of things were brought forward with power and numbers and kind of trying to find the precedent of your opponent. Sentinels as well. The first bloods coming out of Tens, the ability to take FNATIC down a member is always going to make it harder.
Yes, it's so crazy to think that we've come all this way, and this is the moment that we.
और भाई कैसी लगी?
मेरे को तो बहुत FNATIC मेरे लिए हो चुकी है विनर.
तुम्हारे लिए तो FNATIC ही
long road to Reykjavík, where 10 teams arrived and competed, but only one remained standing and able to call themselves
the world's FNATIC के अलावा कोई और डिजर्व करता था फाइनल्स में जाना भाई.
taking down every other
फाइनल
region
से तो मेरे को मैंने
at the
जब
tournament
लोअर
without
ब्रैकेट था तो मैं
dropping a
तभी बोल
map.
दिया था
Once
FNATIC और
again,
इसका होगा,
Sentinels
ठीक
and
है.
Sick, I'm coming to
बट
you
विनिंग
first
टीम का
right
नाम
here
मैंने
on
तेको
my
बता ही दिया
right,
थी
my
कौन होने
dude.
वाली है
How
फाइनल्स
does
की
it
विनिंग.
feel to be the first ever winner of an international land?
स्ट्रीम बंद करने दे.
I mean, it feels really good. Like my entire CS career, like
Okay, guys.
See you tomorrow. Right out of the gate in Valorant, being able to prove everybody wrong and like prove that I can be a champion.
Valorant में क्यों online